Tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas bustin' shit. No, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich. You feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich. You feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it. Filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Hey, it ain't no love for your brother. It ain't no love for your sister. It ain't no love for no junkie. It ain't no love for the pusher. It ain't no love for the honest. It ain't no love for the real. It ain't no love for the loyal. Looking for love, get you killed. Filthy is what you gotta get. You gotta get dirty if you're trying to get rich. It's back to the mud, cause you gotta show love to all of the ones who will never see this. To all the little kids with no Christmas list. No TV, no bed, and no food on they dish. No father around, now they malnourished. That hindering aid coming from the government. You gotta get filthy. Fuck a job, open up a business. Haters gon' watch when you kill shit. Every murder case got a witness. Whole block going through the blues. Coming from the bottom, do you feel it? Cause being broke leave a hole in your soul. Put your fists in the air, black folk, if you feel me. I say I came from the bottom, no lights, no gas. You can get robbed, no pipe, no mask. Throw a tea party, don't invite your ass. Now your belly got tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas bustin' shit, no, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? It ain't no love for your brother. It ain't no love for your sister. It ain't no love for no junkie. It ain't no love for the pusher. It ain't no love for the honest. It ain't no love for the real. It ain't no love for the loyal. Looking for love, get you killed. Filthy is what you gotta get.
We are in here. We are in here. Shout out our new, aka Laurel Burns, in the building for episode 2 of Poli-Tricks. The real reasons Trump kidnapped Maduro. We're about to get into it today. How you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling fine, man. Ready to get it in, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how we get down. Naga World Order representing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the bar. Reloaded, you know what I'm saying? Check, make the goddess, you know how we get down. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, man, let's dive off into this whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Trump out there trumping. You know what I'm saying? We got Venezuela getting punked, getting their pockets ran. You know what I mean? We got China and Russia sitting around looking like stool pigeons to all of their allies and stuff because they ain't do shit. They let the United States do what we want to do like we always do. You know what I'm saying? So we finna get into that.
Let's get into it. And for those of you who may not know what this is, Welcome to Poli-Tricks, presented by Titans Debate League. This is the podcast where we call the play before it happens, where the obvious lies get exposed, the distractions get stripped away, and the rigged rules finally get explained. Because what they call politics is really theater. Same script, different actors. Same winners every time. No left, no right, no sacred cows. It's crazy. So if you've ever said something feels off, trust that instinct. So if you're still watching, lock in, turn the volume up, and get ready to see the game the way it's actually played. And we're about to do this watch video. We got Sabby. Let me pull her up real quick. Bam. Everybody make sure you go over and give Sabby Sabs a subscribe. She's an independent journalist. I've seen her like on major networks like CNN and stuff like that too as well. So definitely check her out. And we're about to get right into it. The real reasons Trump kidnapped Maduro. Let's find out if she knows what she's talking about or not.
I want you to ask yourself again this question: who wins? Who wins with this situation? Donald Trump kidnapped Nicolas Maduro and his wife in the dead of night. But this isn't new. Let's do a flashback first before we get into the details. And then we're going to break this down. We're going to look at the drug claim. We're going to look at the Venezuelan refugees, which that has been announced newly. We're going to look at Israel. We're going to look at the money, and we're going to look at the public response. Right now, I'm here to tell you, this is not good for Donald Trump. People are not happy despite what you think you're seeing on social media. But let's go back. Haven't we seen this before? Shout out to Gen X Girl. Like I said, she has been on it. We've been here before, haven't we?
As president, I have no higher obligation than to safeguard the lives of American citizens. And that is why I directed our armed forces to protect the lives of American citizens in Panama and to bring General Noriega to justice in the United States.
Good afternoon. Yesterday,
I remember these.
December the 13th, at around 8:30 p.m. Baghdad time, United States military forces captured Saddam Hussein alive. He was found near a farmhouse outside the city of Tikrit in a swift raid conducted without casualties.
Wow.
So I think what she's showing is they've
Can
been
you
doing
please
that.
just
Ain't
hear me
nothing
out?
new.
No, all work management platforms are the same. They take forever to learn, and in the end, nobody uses
I
them.
don't know how
Monday.com is
the
the one you'll
UN
actually.
is somehow like shocked. Like, how are you shocked? Like the UN shocked. Y'all, the entire world, the entire world shocked. We're shocked at your fucking shockedness. At the hypocrisy of you being fucking shocked. How are you shocked? The American people aren't shocked. We're not in shock. This sounds like textbook U.S. policy, foreign policy. Like, this is what they've been doing to the world. Like, what are you talking about? Just take it. Yeah, just lay on your belly, and loosen up and just take it.
Let me make sure I drop this link for everybody in case anybody does want to come up. If you have a comment, question, want to sit on a panel there with us.
They acting like this something new, man. Nah, man. The United States been giving y'all that old good old in and out without the reach around. Like the United States been giving y'all that business. Well, why you so hurt about it now?
Facts. It's, and that'd be my whole thing. When I bring stuff like this up, people think it's like I'm trying to give Trump a get out of jail free card. And
not at all.
It's not that. I'm still gonna hold him accountable. Yeah, I'm trying to show these people all the times they didn't hold politicians accountable for this.
Right.
And how starting with Trump is almost hypocritical. And then
it's definitely hypocritical. Because here's the thing. Trump didn't kill nobody. They killed Gaddafi. They drug fucking Saddam out and hung his ass on TV. You see what I'm saying? Like, they decimated, they leveled Libya. They leveled Iraq. They leveled Afghanistan. They didn't just level Venezuela like that. They did a lot of things that they did. They did a lot better than they done in other times. So it's just like it ain't like he killed the man. He bought the man in. He apprehended.
I'm surprised that they was able to do that. Like I've never seen it done that way. Where he
what you talking about? You talking about what the United States did?
Yeah, like he went and got his man and brought him back alive.
Oh, yeah,
like
that's because
rarely
that's
happens.
yeah. Oh, you talking about just going and bring him back alive? Okay, yeah.
Bring him
Okay.
back alive.
I agree with you on that one. Bringing him back alive is a new thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a new thing.
A whack dude.
That's definitely a new thing.
So that's new, right? Trump the merciful.
You're about to get in trouble for it. Let me go ahead and let this roll. Let's see what she's talking about.
Unconfirmed. Yeah. Unconfirmed. No. Unconfirmed reports about Gaddafi being captured.
And of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Evil. You know what? Let me cut it short. I ain't gonna call that.
Yeah. That's your girl.
So
Hillary Clinton.
We've been here before. Same playbook.
So I just want to show people that what she just said, we've been here before. This ain't nothing new. And you ain't never wanted, if you ain't never called for any other president to get locked up for the murder and invasion of a sovereign nation, for the murder of a sovereign leader and invasion of a sovereign nation, don't you start here.
Don't do it now.
Don't do it now.
You know what I'm saying? We just getting started, baby.
Let's go.
Different reason every now and then. But Brian Berlatek, journalist focused on Eurasia, he warned people about this multiple times. He actually warned people about it on my show. Brian Berlatek said, like I said before, neocon sock puppet Trump and his neocon online administration even won the election or took office. Nothing was going to change no matter who was elected, and all the neocon wars would advance as usual. In fact, they accelerated. This should lay to rest any doubt regarding U.S. withdrawal from hegemony. These fantasies floating around out here, especially regarding Russia, Iran, and China, who the U.S. is already in the process of fighting either directly or by proxy, and whose dismemberment of Venezuela aims to further isolate and weaken. What Brian Berlatek revealed on this show was that the Brookings Institute had already explained years ago the foreign policy, the plan for foreign policy laid out over the next couple of years. And one of them was Venezuela. So what you see happening right now was already decided. When it comes to foreign policy, oftentimes this is the case. Now, let's go to what Donald Trump said about Venezuela and Maduro.
Yeah, what was that? Getting land, oil rights, whatever we had. They took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
This game, you're not ready for it.
I don't know how many times Donald Trump has made the statement that we want the oil, and still people continue to fall for the okie doke. So here's what happened, ladies and gents. People are asking, why didn't Maduro's military step in to protect him or save him? Did you know that the U.S. government turned off the lights? And if they can turn off the lights in Venezuela, they can turn off the lights anywhere. They can turn off the lights right here. Everyone needs to remember this. So there is footage of this, of the lights going off. Check this out.
Were you listening when Donald Trump said this?
Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have.
It sounds like what he's saying is the United States has the capability of turning off the lights for 1.9 million people in a large Latin American country like that. And of course, I wouldn't believe it if there wasn't a video.
Y después van hacia arriba, ¿sí? Si es por parte de su madre o parte...
And I have to pause it here because after that, you can't show explosions and stuff on here. But this streamer caught the Venezuela strikes live on stream. So again, what it said here, it shows you that the U.S. government turned off the lights in Caracas. I think a lot of times people are underestimating the type of technology that we have in this country, military technology. If they can turn off the lights in Venezuela, they can turn off the lights anywhere, even here. So they turned off the lights. So for people asking why didn't Maduro's military come in and help him, complete blackout. Everything went out. Now imagine walking down the street and that happens, right? Before they captured him, do you know who he met with? Maduro met with a Chinese special envoy. See, these are the things people need to see. This was his last public appearance. He was meeting with China.
No, I was just telling you about this. I think you were saying that he already joined BRICS. Let me look that up. I think they were trying to get him to join BRICS.
Well, I know Brazil already part of BRICS.
Yeah, definitely. Venezuela, I don't think that they actually made it yet. Which is why our sanctions were actually affecting them. Hold on. Because the whole point of BRICS was to escape the wrath of these U.S. sanctions.
Dollar. Right, yeah, trying to escape the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, but that petrodollar, really.
Yeah, that petrodollar. Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. Did Venezuela?
I mean, because if they not part of BRICS, they show allied with the BRIC companies.
And I'm looking it up real quick right now. Where things stand, Venezuela has openly applied to join BRICS and expressed strong interest in membership. Venezuelan officials even participate in some BRICS meetings and dialogue, but that isn't the same as full membership. Blocked entry. Most recently, Brazil vetoed Venezuela's admissions at the BRICS summit, preventing it from joining either as a full member or as part of BRICS. And at that time, Venezuelan leaders have condemned the veto, calling it hostile, while Russia and some other BRICS countries have supported Venezuela's bid. Why it hasn't happened yet? BRICS decisions require, let me share this screen as well, so that way you guys can get a bite of this. I hit the wrong button. Go back for y'all. Okay, here we go. Can y'all see that? Yes, you can. Okay. Let me get back into it. Why it hasn't happened yet? BRICS decisions require consensus among existing members, and Brazil's opposition was decisive in blocking Venezuela's ascension. I wonder why. Issues cited by Brazilian officials included doubts about Venezuela meeting membership criteria or prior commitments, personal local reports, though this is part of political pushback more than a formal rule explanation. What's next? Venezuela may have another chance in future expansion cycles. Discussions planned around 2025, but no official membership has been granted yet. In short, Venezuela hasn't joined BRICS as a member yet. Its entry was actively blocked at the latest summit through its pursuing inclusion and participates in some BRICS-related events. Okay, so just to keep it short, yeah, they're not part yet. And I say yet, they're definitely not going to be a part of it now. America got to them first, so we're going to go ahead and let this roll.
Nuestro cariño y admiración. El cariño.
China siempre tiene que saber que tú tienes.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to output new plugin co-producer. Play the beat.
Now remember, Venezuela was interested in becoming a part of BRICS. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they're trying to build a multipolar world. And they have entertained this multiple times about moving away from the US dollar. They've entertained that as well. So I just found it interesting that the moment they decided to kidnap, and I say kidnap, not capture. Let's go to part 2, Eric. They decided to kidnap Maduro. It was right after he met with China. They kidnapped him. Let's show the pictures here. I want you to see the picture. So first of all, they blocked off his sight. They blocked off his sound. I don't even think that's legal.
What we doing?
Oh, my bad. I thought you could hear me. And Nike tech suits have been selling off of the shelves after this endorsement advertisement from Maduro. Let me go ahead and let it play. I'm just joking. No, I'm serious, actually. They have been selling off the shelves after this.
Legal. I don't think it's legal to block off someone's senses when they're being transported, especially after you've kidnapped them. There's Maduro right there.
Well, he's kind of kidnapped, so. You know.
And then here's another one here. Okay. So that was him.
He looked like he about to sail in that one picture.
Iwo Jima.
But he can't tell nobody
Right
to get
there.
out of this.
Now, the reason why I showed you those videos at the very beginning, just to remind you that this has been done through multiple presidential terms, whether it was Gaddafi under Obama, whether it was Saddam Hussein under George W. Bush.
Ain't nobody to tell on.
Yeah, ain't nobody to tell on. Ain't nobody to tell on. And then, like she said, this has happened before.
Bro, ain't nobody to tell on, bro.
Mm-hmm. And like she said,
unless you get on like New Jack City.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Nino
Now, the
Brown.
reason why I showed you those videos at the very beginning, just to remind you that this has been done through multiple presidential terms, whether it was Gaddafi under Obama, whether it was Saddam Hussein under George W. Bush. Doesn't matter what the party is that's in the White House when it comes to imperialism abroad and when it comes to overthrowing governments. Now, I mention those because I want to remind you what happened to those countries when they overthrew their leader. Because for all the people saying this is a win for Venezuela, I don't think so. Nothing good can come from this. In fact, Tulsi Gabbard had been warning about this for years until she decided to get paid. Now you don't hear Tulsi Gabbard saying anything. She is silent as hell since Maduro.
yeah, I got to comment on that. I used to have a lot of respect for Tulsi when she was, you know, on her anti-war stuff, going against all the war hawks, calling them out for their BS, and funding these conflicts, and how a lot of these conflicts were not about fighting terrorism, but were about wars for natural resources and things like that. Since now being on Trump's cabinet, whatever, she don't do that no more. You know, mum's the word from her. So yeah, I lost a lot of respect for her in the last few years. And I doubt if I get it back. So yeah, Tulsi, you're on my shit list now. You probably will forever be shutted on for the rest of your natural life by me, because I'm not gonna let what you're doing go. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Sabby continue.
Was kidnapped. There's another video that was released here. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro tells reporters good night and happy new year. This one came through pretty late last night here.
Good night. Good night. Happy New Year.
Now, people saw this and they said, well, he doesn't look upset or anything like that. And I said, well, you know, there could be some type of deal that they try to make. But at the end of the day, remember, Nicolas Maduro, before he was captured, he said that he was willing to talk, to sit down and talk. But Trump was like, nah, we're going to go in gangster style. And notice, just like that, people stopped talking about the Epstein files. Just like that. And what's scary about this is Donald Trump is saying we can do this everywhere. No one can stop us. His words, not mine.
But we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over, where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. There's nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watch that war in Russia going on and on and on and everybody dying, it's like, it's primitive. It's primitive. It's horrible.
So there is the president of the United States.
He ain't lying. He is not lying, nigga. All them bodies on the battlefield.
That's primitive. Like with the technology we got, primitive. Excess deaths, primitive. What Israel's doing, primitive.
Primitive. It's primitive and it's psychopathic. It's just so many. There's so many adjectives that we can subscribe to that, like the debauchery. It's demonic. At this point, like, you can't call it nothing else but demonic. At the level of technology that we have as humans, we ought to be fighting wars over Call of Duty games. Wars should be fought over chess games. Countries should not be fighting actual combat anymore. Combat should be like relics of the past. You know, like you can't talk all this high spiritual ethics bullshit, you know, and you're still willing to butcher each other on the battlefield, spill human blood. Ape ain't supposed to kill ape, man. I don't get it.
Hey, well said. You know, exactly the way you put it is exactly how I would have. I don't know. Why don't they just rock, paper, scissors it out, man? Something.
Yeah. We don't necessarily need bloodshed. We don't necessarily need carnage. Like Native Americans used to fight wars with basketball games. Like you don't think we can come up with a more creative way to handle our country's differences besides blowing each other up, besides putting gunpowder behind rocks and shooting each other with rocks? I mean, like, we're pretty much like technological apes. We're still throwing rocks and sticks at each other. Instead, they just got explosive heads on the front of them, right? And hollow tips. That's all. You know, it's still the same thing. It's still just a bunch of apes picking up rocks and sticks, chugging them at each other. You know, and it's like, are we going to evolve past that, or is this just going to be the standard for all humanity? You do realize that's what a gun is you throwing a rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. It's a piece of alloy metal encased in some explosive powder.
When logic and reasoning fails to get your point across, right? Okay, let me go ahead. Let's just continue. That's funny, though. You're right. We still throwing rocks and sticks at each other.
We're still throwing rocks and sticks at each other.
A gun, slingshot, same thing.
Yeah, all the same thing.
Let's get it.
Saying we can do this anywhere and no one can stop us. By the way, Donald Trump has already announced we're going to look at Cuba. There's something that these countries also have in common. We'll get into that as well. But let's start with the drug claim.
You said
the drug claim.
What did you say? You said pause it?
Oh, no. She said it was something that they all got in common. And I was like, yeah, revolution.
Let me go back.
That's where all of the freedom fighters and refugees retired to. That's where Sada Shakur was. You know, so like, you know, them wanting to go up into Cuba and shit. Nigga, that was supposed to be like last refuge of like resistance, bro. Like it's over, bro.
Let's get it.
There's something that these countries also have in common. We'll get into that as well. But let's start with the drug claim. The drug claim. Donald Trump and his minions said that Nicolas Maduro, that they were trafficking fentanyl. Fentanyl is not even produced in Venezuela. But you don't have to believe me. Just look at what Wallace says. Drug traffickers in South America do not produce or traffic fentanyl. Let's go on here. It says, especially in Northwest, 3,000 miles from Venezuela, as the only significant source of illicit fentanyl and fentanyl analogs, significantly affecting the United States during the preceding calendar year. The analysis concluded on September 3rd, 2025. There is no proof that fentanyl is manufactured or trafficked from Venezuela or anywhere else in South America. I have been saying this over and over again. Fentanyl is not produced in South America. Yet Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and Pam Bondi and all of them said it, so it must be true, according to their supporters. Quick Google search and you can find this. Now people bring up cocaine. Now, why were they bringing up cocaine? Because now all of a sudden, it's not fentanyl that is in the indictment report. This was released earlier Sunday morning. The U.S. indictment of Maduro cites cocaine smuggling, trade in which Venezuela's role is believed to be modest.
I mean, they not lying.
They
not lying. Them they do peddle cocaine.
A smooth bait and switch though. That's not what he pushed.
Yes,
That's the reason for the invasion. He pushed. Yeah. You acknowledged it. Go ahead. You got it.
No, I'm just saying it's a red herring. This is most definitely a red herring, but it ain't a lie. It's a good red herring. That shit's fresh.
Yeah, definitely we know they do the coke thing down there.
Yeah,
South America's known for that.
They got the bug of sugar on this.
The nose candy, you know.
The nose candy.
So yeah, we know they got that. I don't know why the whole fentanyl thing was pushed as well to get them trigger an emotional response. So that way when we watch
cocaine dealers, I can't put it past them. If you a smuggle coke, you a smuggle fent. Matter of fact, just put the charge on them, Trump. Put the charge on them. Fuck them.
You silly, man.
Put the charge. Hey, look, nigga, you know how many niggas they send up state putting dirty ass charges on niggas? Put that shit on his ass. Let him feel it. Do the same shit that you do to niggas, Trump. Let him see that he really just a light skinned nigga. Let them know. Remember, they little shithole countries. Let them know, Trump. Let them know how you really feel. Slap some more charges on his ass. You know what? We gonna make this dude an example by putting these fent charges on his ass too. Yeah, you did this, and he's the leader of the cartel, the Sun cartel gang. Yeah. Lucky I ain't him. Lucky I ain't Trump. Because I put it all on him. Yep, he's really the real Epstein. I'll be blaming the Epstein list on his ass, like everything.
So it went from fentanyl to cocaine. Experts have said that Venezuela is not a major producer, not a major drug producer, but rather a minor cocaine transit country, with most of the cocaine flowing through headed to Europe. Right here.
So what's the problem?
Plain as day.
Hold on, pause it.
Now, why is this important?
Hold on. Okay, so what's wrong with that?
She about to tell you right here.
Them are allies. Why wouldn't I take it just as offensive that you trying to poison my motherfucking allies? That's still a national security risk that you're trying to weaken my allies. The fuck?
Wait, I missed what was the last thing she said? What did I miss?
I'm saying, like, they saying that most of Venezuela cocaine and shit is smuggled to Europe. And I'm like, so? You think that make a difference because of the fucking location? Bitch, we said coke is illegal. So it's illegal in Europe too.
We also ain't the world police, so this ain't about that.
Yeah, but you still over here in the Western Hemisphere. This
even if we say that's the reason, it's not really about that. That's not our responsibility, and that's not our fight.
But check though,
so when they say that, we know that's not really why.
Yeah, but they still in our house. They still in our shit.
Okay, but you're citing the misinformation.
This is the United States house. We the
agree is misinformation as the facts of the matter. That's why would you do that?
What you mean?
You're citing the propaganda that you agree is propaganda as the fact of the matter.
Oh yeah.
Why would you?
No, you 100% right about that, bro.
You silly, man. I'm about to play this video. You feel like just ride. He say
well, see, my thing is niggas ain't really got a dog in the fight, right? Mm-hmm. Because one, we don't hold no power. Two, we don't have no political body. So we all just pretty much stand in the crowds watching as the shit goes by. So all we could do is be entertained. Then we already broke, bitch. We already ain't got no gold. We already ain't got no oil. We ain't got shit. So all we can do is sit here and make bets on which one of these crackers is gonna kill the next cracker next. You shouldn't be worried about this shit. This should
try to refrain from using that word. Just say white.
Well, you should not be worried about what is happening, because I'm not saying it's not going to affect you, but you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you don't own oil. You don't own none of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying. You know where you gonna feel it? At the gas tank. At the gas station. That's where the gas pump. That's where you gonna feel it. You know, when you go buy some bread or something like that, or some milk or some eggs, or you know, whatever that is that you like to indulge in, that's where you gonna feel it. You ain't gonna never feel what they talking about. You know, so let's not be drawn into the zeitgeist of these Poli-Tricks, because that's what this is what this is. Like, I mean, if we do a recap, we can see that they've done this same thing over and over and over again. It's the same script. I mean, how many times can they remake? What's one of the movies they done remade 1,000 times over?
I told you this one was different though, because they didn't kill Maduro. Yeah, they actually brought him in alive, so this was different.
Yeah. They tweaked it a little bit.
Killed Gaddafi. Bush killed Saddam.
They hung Saddam. You know, they blew. I think they blew Osama. They blew him to smithereens and then buried his body in the ocean. You know, also some extra, weird, protocols. You buried Buddy's body in the ocean where can't nobody get it?
Yeah, that's why.
Like, that's almost like you want to cover up if he was actually a real person or not.
Let's go ahead and let this ride. Hey, that's facts. Let me drop a bomb on that one. What type of weird spiritual ceremony are they trying to pull? Because I don't understand that. But yeah, let me go ahead and let this play. And she's about to tell you why this is important right here. I cut her off right before she got into it. Shout out Sabby Sabs. Make sure you go give her a subscribe. And tell her A1 sent you. Appreciate you.
Because Nicolas Maduro will stand trial here in the United States. And the trial, again, according to the indictment, which has flipped from fentanyl to cocaine, because people went through the indictment and saw that fentanyl is not there. It's cocaine that's there. So it's now flipped to cocaine. The trial that is going to take place here, the U.S. government basically has to prove that Nicolas Maduro was trafficking cocaine to the United States. But all the other reports don't show that that is the case, that there was very little cocaine coming from Venezuela, and what was coming from it, the majority was going to Europe. So for all the people who are pushing back and saying, no, he's right to go take him down because of the drugs. Well, that will be something that the U.S. government will have to prove in court. Now, I have very little faith in our justice system, so I think if they want something to stick, they'll find a way to make it stick.
And let me pause this because there's a phrase that you all should be familiar with. And if you've never heard this by now, and you follow politics, you should have. The phrase is manufactured consent. Let me see if I can Google this and what comes up. I've never actually looked up manufactured consent. Type it in real quick. You want to go ahead and break down what it is while I pull up the official definition? Anu?
What you talking about?
Manufactured consent.
Manufactured consent. I don't know what that means in political terms, but I could most definitely break it down to you in common sense. Manufactured consent almost sounds like coercion without you even knowing that you're being coerced.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay,
what
let me go ahead and share this screen so I can show you the definition. Is it Google showing? Yep. Okay, we got it. Manufactured consent. It's also a book. Manufactured Consent: The Political Economy of the Mass Media by Edward S. Herman and Noam Chomsky. It argues that the mass communication media of the U.S. are effective and powerful ideological institutions that carry out a system-supportive propaganda function by reliance on market forces, internalized assumptions, and self-censorship, and without overt coercion by means of the propaganda model of communication. So pretty much what they're saying is that the government puts propaganda out through the media to trigger us emotionally, so that way we agree to their war crimes before they happen.
like having people cheering the streets when you know in fact the people that's cheering in the streets are paid actors.
Mm-hmm. Can you give some examples of manufactured consent?
If that's even their street, that might be a movie set. Think about that.
That's facts.
That might not even be Venezuela.
Yeah, and a lot of these videos that are coming out that the mainstream media is putting out have been caught and flagged to be AI. So a lot of stuff that they're showing isn't even real. Now it's getting scary. And this is the stuff that they said that we had to worry about. Well, people said we had to worry about, but the government was like, we assure you, nothing of the such. But as we see, it's playing out right in front of our own eyes. So, yeah, that's what they're doing. And that's what they've been doing by trying to demonize Venezuela over the years, but slowly manufacture consent. So that way, when you see them commit a war crime, invade the sovereign nation, and kidnap their leader, you're okay with it.
Oh, that's kind of sound like what they did to black people.
Yeah.
Call us lazy, call us vagrants, call us criminals, call us thugs. That way, when they beating us and brutalizing us in the street, ain't nobody empathetic towards it.
Mm-hmm. Exact same thing. Even now let me go back.
Good job, officer.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Okay, it says the 5 filters of manufacturing consent. Noam Chomsky and Edward Herman's Manufacturing Consent describes 5 media filters shaping news: ownership, advertising, sourcing, flack, fear. Okay, these filters work together to marginalize dissent, promote elite interest, and create public acceptance for dominant agendas, making alternative views seem radical or irrelevant. So it seems like doing anything else but invading them
copy and paste this
would have been silly.
in my inbox. I need that for something.
Hey, I got you. I got you. I got you. I already know you about to put some fire together. Hey, I'm doing it right now. I'm not even waiting. I want to make sure you get this.
Dude, like,
and please let me review whatever you come up with.
You know I'm just too devious, bro. You should have never showed me no shit like that.
Bro, that's what this show is about, man. It's about
man. So now
raising the collective consciousness, us looking at these things together.
Now I'm finna add manufactured consent to my repertoire of psychological weapons.
Those weapons you use, not weapons you have to defend against. I like how you thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is how they do it.
That's nice.
And they've been getting away with it this long. You know, so they must got the game and gone with it if they can sit here and, you know.
Okay.
They doing this to the world.
Yeah, they doing it to the world, Craig. The world.
They doing it to the world, Craig. The world.
All right, come on, let me get back into it.
But if they cannot and are not willing to go that far, the trial will happen. They'll have no evidence, no proof. Maduro will be acquitted. He'll make some type of deal or agreement with Donald Trump and the administration, and the U.S. government will have a leader installed in Venezuela that they want, and that'll be the end of that.
They tried to have Guaido again, but it didn't go the way they wanted.
What's up, guys? I'm Corey Hodnett, owner of Green Machine Pest Control. We've got 10.
You know, don't complain. If you want me to go ahead and pay for the YouTube without the commercials, hit that super chat. You feel me? Hit that super chat.
That's right.
Also takes me back to Manuel Noriega. There are similarities between the two, for those who are not aware. Before Maduro, there was Noriega. The Venezuelan leader is now in U.S. custody. Decades earlier, the U.S. deposed the strongmen who led Panama. Let's get into just a little bit of this here. I'm going to make this larger for the people in the back, as usuals. Let's get into Manuel Noriega here just to show you a little bit.
Oh, let me pause this. Nisha says they buried him at sea to prevent his grave from becoming a shrine or a rallying point for his followers. That's deep. The lengths they'll go to keep him from becoming a martyr, which he probably still already is.
I know, and that's what I was going to say. That's convenient. That's convenient to say that, right? I think it's more like it's an intelligence agent that got compromised. He got burnt, and the only way to allow him to go back to work and do what he does is by killing off his persona. And what better way than an ocean burial to just erase the fact that he never existed, right? Like it made perfect sense to me.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, I'll say that. Let's get it.
Striking resemblance here. That episode holds some striking parallels to the capture of Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela on Saturday, to the capture of Manuel Noriega, with some major differences. George H.W. Bush sent U.S. troops into Panama with the goal of capturing Noriega, who had been the country's military dictator for about 6 years. Noriega went into hiding in the Vatican's embassy in Panama City, where he was eventually captured, taken to the U.S., tried, and imprisoned. Noriega, like Maduro, had been indicted on federal drug trafficking charges. He was accused by the U.S. officials at the time of taking millions of dollars in bribes from drug traffickers and turning Panama into a capital of international cocaine smuggling. Months before both leaders were captured, the U.S. built up its military presence around their countries. Sound familiar? In Panama, President Bush sent nearly 2,000 soldiers and Marines to reinforce the 10,300 service members already there. The troops also began conducting military exercises, but many saw it as an attempt to overthrow Noriega. As part of the pressure campaign on Venezuela, Trump has been building up forces in the Caribbean for months and authorizing strikes on boats that the administration have said are run by drug traffickers. Now, what is interesting about Noriega, the two Latin American leaders, however, had very different responses to U.S. pressure campaigns. So again, Noriega, as we said, he went into hiding. He fled with his mistress in an unmarked Hyundai and went into hiding, briefly emerging at a Dairy Queen before taking refuge at the embassy of Holy See. He was captured after a standoff that went on for days with the U.S. troops. They used, and this is important, they used speakers to blast heavy metal from bands like Black Sabbath and Guns N' Roses until he surrendered.
Torture.
So that's this type of psychological torture. Noriega, remember, he was basically useful to the U.S. government until he wasn't. Noriega was one of the ones that went to the School of Americas. Let me check that real quick. Just make sure I got the name right. I believe it's the School of Americas.
You owe me 100 favors.
Yeah, the School of Americas. So what was interesting about this school, this is the school which says he went to the School of Americas for training. At the school, Noriega participated in courses on infantry operations, counterintelligence, intelligence, and jungle warfare. He also took a course in psychological operations at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So Noriega was useful to the U.S. until he wasn't. This is something people need to remember. Also, don't forget that the School of Americas was one that was caught up in several abuses. Remember they talked about before how they were abusing people at the School of Americas? And a lot of people point to it as a CIA front. So these are things that people need to understand. So I thought it's important to show that, and this part here where Mr. Trump said in an interview on Fox that Mr. Maduro wanted to negotiate in the final days before U.S. forces, I'm going to say, kidnapped him, and Trump rejected it. I didn't want to negotiate. I said, nope, we got to do it. So just a reminder there, folks. Like I said, we have been here before. And so now Rodriguez is now installed basically as the president, at least for now. She's the leader in charge in Venezuela. And I want you to hear what she says here. Again, she was the vice president, Delcy Rodriguez. She's been sworn in as the president. Listen to what she said.
A vice president who has just been sworn in as the president of Venezuela. Let's listen in to this media conference.
This means and what our energy resources mean. So this National Defense Council is hereby activated, commissioned, and we are awaiting the constitutional chamber of the Supreme Court. Over the next hours, we will hear what the verdict is. We will wait to see what happens with the Supreme Leader, President Maduro, and all of this is going to be discussed as of this point in time for our Venezuela, our people. Here we have a clear government, and I repeat once and again, based on the words of the president.
The worst state to live in right now is Ohio, and nobody's talking about it. I've spent 30 years in the insurance industry.
I reflect them right here. We are willing to respect under the framework of international law and the rules of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. It's the only thing that will be acceptable for us for any engagement and relationship after there has been an assault and aggressive attacks militarily on our nation and capital and the nation of our father, the liberator, Simon Bolivar. We will find our path forward in peace and tranquility. Those who have resorted to the use of force, those who must resort to international legality, don't have reason on their side. We have reason on our side, and we have the moral empowerment to be able to defend peacefully and tranquility for the future of the people, the right to peace for the Venezuelan people, and the right to a social happiness that we continue galloping forward with our liberator.
And again, it goes back to exactly what I was saying. She's trying to claim that they had the moral responsibility to break international law and do what they were doing. This is manufacturing consent 101 in your face. Can you hear me?
She's saying they got a moral responsibility to defend Venezuela from imperialism is what she said.
Oh, okay. I missed the part then. I'm gonna go ahead and let it ride. I thought she was saying after that. Okay, my bad. Appreciate you.
Together, we're going to continue.
I'm gonna let this ride for like 2 minutes. I gotta let my dog out real quick.
To gallop forward in this campaign. We will continue galloping forward.
Yeah, the translator is not the best, okay? But long story short, what Rodriguez is saying there is that they're not just going to fold over to the United States government. It's basically, what she is saying. Now, let's go on a little bit more here. Let's get into the Maria issue. Now, one of the people who has been begging Donald Trump to invade her country was Maria Corina Machado. She was the one that was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize recently. And I told you guys, what a joke. This is bullshit. She, in particular, wanted to sell off the oil, the gas, the gold, and wanted to work with Israel. She's a proud Zionist. Listen, just a reminder what she said, because I want to show you what Trump is saying about her now. This is very important with one of the claims that they have against Maduro.
And this is amazing, super exciting for me. We will open Venezuela for foreign investment. I am talking about a $1.7 trillion opportunity, not only in oil and gas, which is huge, and you know that the opportunities, because we will open all upstream, middle stream, downstream to all companies, but also in mining, in gold, in infrastructure, power. We have our grid right now as a 17 gigawatt opportunity of energy potential that needs to be rehabbed. Certainly for technology and AI and tourism. Venezuela has 2,800 kilometers of pristine Caribbean coastline ready to be developed. So this is going to be huge. We will bring rule of law. We will open markets. We will have security for foreign investment and a transparent, massive privatization program that is waiting for you.
So that's Maria there, and that's really interesting because you're going to see what Trump is saying about her now.
Scary.
I think she really thought that she was going to be brought into power. Now you have to remember, Maria, her candidate was Edmundo Gonzalez, who ran against Maduro in the most recent election. He is the one that Maria and others have said was the truthful winner, and that Maduro stole it, etc. That's important. It's important that you hold on to that the election was stolen, that's the claim, and that Maduro is not the rightful president for that country, that it was supposed to be Edmundo Gonzalez. The reason why I say it's important for you to hold on to that is because of what Donald Trump said here recently when he was asked about her after he kidnapped Maduro. He was questioned about Maria being the leader in the country, since again, she was along with Edmundo, and they said that Maduro stole the election. Listen to this response.
Aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President, how many hesitations about Machado?
Mr. President, on Monday.
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have support within, or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be the leader.
Aware of the location of opposition leader.
That part is important, because if Maria and her candidate Edmundo Gonzalez, if they were the ones that the people actually wanted, if they were the ones that truthfully won, why does she not have the popularity? Which is what Donald Trump just said. You see how you catch people in their own lies? If that's who the people truly wanted, why does she not have the popularity? Something to think about, ladies and gents. But that was who they wanted. They wanted Edmundo to win. They wanted someone that was going to benefit American and Israeli interests. And that brings me to this question, the refugees. people are asking, well, what does that mean for Venezuelans, like here in the United States? Like, what does that mean for the Venezuelan people? And this is where some people are going to get mad. Some of the Trump supporters are already like lashing out on Twitter. They're pissed because of what DHS just said about what is going to happen to Venezuelans under that TPS, that temporary status. Listen to this.
Venezuela today is more free than it was yesterday, and it's going to continue to be that way as long as President Trump is in the White House and is making sure that he's protecting the interests of the American people, because that ripple effect will continue to bring that kind of liberty to Venezuela as well. These programs, we're bringing integrity back to them. The decisions are made in conjunction with the State Department, with the White House, and then we at Homeland Security implement them and make sure that they are followed through. So every individual that was under TPS has the opportunity to apply for refugee status, and that evaluation will go forward. But we need to make sure that our programs actually mean something and that we're following the law. And that's how that decision with TPS was made.
So Dog Killer Lady just said that those individuals under TPS status now will have the opportunity to get the refugee status. Did I hear that correctly? Okay, so here's the problem. This is how Donald Trump is playing the hell out of people, okay? You ran on closing the borders and stopping immigration, all this stuff, right? And I'm going to deport all these people and get these people out of here. And when I tell you, when you look at the numbers, Donald Trump has had controversial deportations, but the numbers show he has still not deported more people than previous administrations. So now they're telling you that the same people that they're supposedly doing mass deportations with, they're now giving them the opportunity to have the refugee status. This is how people get played. People are mad. People are very mad. I saw a number of people reposting this, like, what the hell is wrong with her? The White House is trying to say, no, that's not what she said. This is exactly what she said.
Right out of her mouth. So
I always say you can't manage what you can't see. Monday.com shows you the full picture like that.
Too soon? Let's move to the Israel part. How much does Israel play a part in this? Well, just listen to what Netanyahu said before they kidnapped Maduro.
We've had an unbelievable success, and by degrading.
Oh, your phone or something was going off, so I muted you. If you're trying to talk or tell me to pause it, you got to unmute yourself.
Iran, which was a first-rate power, now it's a second-rate or third-rate power. They were throwing their weight all over the place, exporting terrorism, not only to every part of the Middle East, but to Venezuela. They're in cahoots with the Maduro regime, you know. They're exporting terrorism to America, to the American hemisphere, and then they want these Hezbollah and Hamas to get their guys into the United States. So Hamas and Iran's and its proxies are a threat not only to us, but to Israel, all America's allies in the Middle East, and to America.
Netanyahu said this right before Nicolas Maduro was kidnapped. So here we go again with Israel saying, well, you got to go into Venezuela and go after them because, you know, they're working with Iran and Hezbollah has made its way into Venezuela. This is the same guy that told you you had to go into Iraq and you got to take them down because they're a threat to Israel and they're a threat to America. This guy and his government has been walking into Congress, has been walking in to meet with different presidents, regardless of political party, for years, telling them who you need to have wars with. And Iran is one of the countries that is on that list. So let me tell you something else now. Iran is going to strike, Israel is going to strike Iran again sometime this year. They're going to strike them again. And the same thing that you just saw happen in Venezuela, they are going to use this to go after all these countries that will not bend the knee to Israel. And the way the U.S. is using this, if they're not bending the knee to Israel, then they're not bending the knee to the United States or to the West in general. This guy and his "you need to go to war" rhetoric over the years has caused more deaths. And that doesn't just include those who have been killed in the Middle East, but I'm talking about American soldiers who were killed as well. He was just here at Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump. He celebrated New Year's Eve with Donald Trump. You wonder where Iraq came from? He was telling the U.S. that for years, you need to go into Iraq. So when people say, well, everything can't be because of Israel and listen to this. Listen to this. They're putting it out there in the open. One thing I will say about the Trump administration is they're not covert, they're overt. So it's all out there. You have no excuse to say, well, I don't know about that. Said it right here. Listen to what the Fox News pundit says.
Venezuela has become a hotbed for every adversary of the United States to operate in the Western Hemisphere. Hezbollah has operations. The terrorist group Hezbollah, based in Lebanon, has operations that have been widely reported to be based in Venezuela. Iran is operating in Venezuela. Russia, China. It has become sort of the satellite state for the countries who we consider our adversaries and who are bent on trying to do everything they can to destabilize and undermine the West. So Venezuela has become
all for Israel. All for Israel. Again, they're putting it out there in the open. Oh, we have another one here, of course, from the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee himself, puts it out in the open.
America. It is not just a threat in the Western Hemisphere. It is a threat to the Middle East. So for the president to go after Venezuela not only deals with narco-terrorism and the many deaths of Americans who are killed by the poison of drugs, it is going to make life for those of us living in the Middle East much better, much safer.
And I have to stop it there because we can't show like explosions and stuff. But there's Mike Huckabee letting you know right there, this is going to be so much better for Israel. Every war, I look back on it, every war I feel like we've been involved in has been because of them. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be in the Middle East. I'm looking back at all of these things. We are turning pages. If we had a photo album. And for the people who are just, and this is the other thing I said, like, everybody should be angry. Everybody should be angry, should be livid. No one should celebrate. Everyone should be furious. Maduro stood with the Palestinian people.
Vas a defender Palestina, presidente. Palestina. Viva Palestina libre.
These are the people they go after. They go after the ones that are pro-Gaza, pro-Palestine, the ones who are not willing to bend the knee to Israel in their Zionist genocidal regime. Don't let them sit up there and tell you this is about drugs. Donald Trump just pardoned Juan Hernandez, who trafficked cocaine into the United States for years. So don't come up here and tell me this is about no damn drugs. Get out of here. Don't believe it. Don't allow yourself to be fooled. Let's go to the next part, Eric. The Israel component. How many of these wars have they been behind? How many? Look at all the people who died in Iraq. All the people who died in the Iraq war. Afghanistan. All these wars. Maduro tried to warn you. He tried to tell us ahead of time. He said they are waiting.
Ya se está esperando el arranque de lo que pudiera ser una guerra de mayor dimensión, que supere a la de Ucrania y que supere a la guerra, al genocidio de Gaza. Porque estamos hablando de potentes unidades militares del Líbano.
Units from Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, among others. Listen.
De Yemen, de Irak, de Irán, entre otras. Así que Netanyahu está buscando
Netanyahu is seeking to set the entire Middle East on fire, he says.
incendiar todo el Medio Oriente con una guerra que uno sabe cómo puede empezar.
With a war that no one knows it may begin, but one does not know the ramifications.
Pero uno sabe las derivaciones y el impacto que va a tener en medio de una economía estadounidense.
In the midst of a U.S. and Western economy in recession.
Occidental en recesión, en medio de una crisis económica de lo que fueron los factores principales de la economía mundial.
Economic crisis were the main drivers of the world economy for decades.
Durante décadas. Esa es la verdad. Por eso tenemos que defender.
He goes on to say we have to defend Venezuela's independence.
La independencia de Venezuela, la paz de Venezuela, nuestro proyecto nacionalista bolivariano propio. Por eso tenemos que defender que Venezuela no caiga en las manos del sionismo.
He said we have to defend Venezuela from falling to the hands of Zionism. And if people don't sit back and get what this is really all about,
Dang,
I don't know what else to tell you at this point.
Zionism. He's saying it. See, he knows what's at the root of this issue. He know, he's privy to Netanyahu wanting to get over there. Oh yeah, this is crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and let it play. Let me know when you want to chime in.
These are the people that they're going after. He said Zionism wants to get its hands on Venezuela. He knew it. He knew that it was coming, and they come up with different reasons, of course.
And you know what? Let me pause this again for a second, because what's this? Hold on, I'm gonna let it play. Real reaction, because I haven't seen this yet. So
it's a cancer spreading. Now you make this make sense to me when we look at the Israel factor with Maduro's kidnapping. They've almost captured all of South America.
Damn.
What you have left now, you see Brazil, Guyana is very smaller up there. Here's Venezuela right there. They're going to come for Brazil too at some point. This is not over. That's the thing. Like, none of these countries are safe. So do you see how Israel has planted its flag all along the coast? And now they're going to come after Venezuela because they sit on all that oil. We'll get to that. And then Brazil is going to be the big golden.
Before she gets to it, though, I want to get to it. Damn, where did the video go?
She cooking though.
Yeah, she's cooking. What do you agree with? Everything? What was our hardest point so far since the last time?
Oh, man, that Zionist shit. Oh, that's all. That's what all this shit is about. Masonic Zionists.
Okay, now this takes me back to a podcast I did. Let me share this screen. It was actually 1, 2, 3, 4. My 5th show when I started the channel 4 months ago. If you see, can you see where my mouse is? Hold on. Trump sends Navy destroyers to start war with Venezuela. This was 4 months ago. I covered this. And let me go to, yep, it's already queued up. June 26, 2025. You guys can go check out this website, Visual Capitalist. And as you see right here, let me make this just a little bit smaller so it all fits on one. There we go. Countries with the largest proven oil reserves. Okay, and this is by the billion barrels. Okay, this is by the barrels. Let me see what you guys see. Perfect. Let me take this down. Okay, we got Saudi Arabia here with 267 billion barrels. And it's funny because Saudi Arabia doesn't even have the most oil out of all the countries. You know, most people think that they do, but as you see, Venezuela has them beat. We have Iraq, 145 billion barrels, took them over. Kuwait, same thing at 102,000. Iran, that's the country that, excuse me. Iran, we already know what's going on with Iran right now. Trump is trying to find any reason to keep beefing with them. It's funny because they call him the president of peace, but the record doesn't reflect that. I was telling people, hey, give him a chance because we already know what we're going to get with the Democrats. You know, if you're going to stick Republican or Democrat, give him a chance. If you're going to if you're voting because you don't want wars to happen, but he's ended some, started more. So yeah, he's a piece of ish that, you know, I can't F with for those reasons. The reasons I said give him a chance on those things, even, you know, he was lying about what he said, but the Democrats were already committed to these things happening, and they were upfront about that. So, you know, with that being said, I just couldn't in good conscience look myself in the mirror every day knowing I voted for him. I would have sat at home on the couch before.
Okay, make a long story short. Yeah, I don't remember
I feel
what
like my
all I was
soul's on the
saying,
line.
but
I feel
yeah, make a long story short. Venezuela, 303 billion barrels of oil. They lead the world in oil that they're sitting on. So to say that this isn't about that would be an understatement. That's what this is about, baby. As you see, we've taken over everywhere. Who's sitting on anything? Collect too much cooking oil, damn it, they're gonna pop up. So yeah. And let me get back to Sabby. I just wanted to show people this chart so that way they can see who's sitting on what and how we've managed to effectively overthrow the governments of all of these places, except for Russia. Russia, Canada. You know, we got Libya, Iran. Iran's next. Yeah, let's get into it though. I hope that shares some insight into the situation for you.
The nugget. But they're going to get all of this. That's what they want to do. This is the problem. And essentially, it's not just Zionism, it's colonialism. So colonialism never ended. It just shifted to Israel. And as much as people say it's the small, tiny little state that wants to expand. If it's one thing that history has taught us, it is colonialism expands. This is scary. And they'll go after any country that doesn't bend the knee. So you have that here. Here he goes on to say Cuba may be next, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, is your message here for Cuba and Diaz-Canel?
Well, Cuba is an interesting case. Cuba is, not doing very well right now. That system has not been a very good one for Cuba. The people there have suffered for many, many years. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about because Cuba is a failing nation right now, very badly failing nation.
Hold on, let me.
And we want to help the people. It's very similar.
This is crazy. I can't tell where his forehead ends and his hairline starts. It's a lot going on right here.
Oh man, come on! You can't be doing that to the doctor.
I'm just so distracted. I'm so distracted. Is the camera out of focus or what's going on? Let me start it back here.
In the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba and living in this country. Do you want to say something about it?
So let me show you the okie doke, okay? He wants to go in. Let's go into Cuba. We'll go into Cuba next, he says. So he says Cuba is a failing nation. So some of that has to do with the sanctions that have been implemented by the U.S. government. But the reality shows, according to the numbers, people in Cuba have a longer life expectancy than those of us here in the United States. They also have universal health care. Those things go hand in hand. And we already know that Israel has universal.
Wow.
Oh, I'm muted. I was going to say the same thing about Venezuela that she just said about Cuba. People who are using the conditions of the Venezuelan people right now to try to say that Maduro's an unfit ruler need to understand how long they've been under sanctions and how those sanctions have crippled the economy of the people there. Um, this wasn't an accident. All of this was designed, and we had our hands on them like octopuses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, manufactured consent, right?
Yeah, manufactured consent, and yeah. So always keep that in the mind. Always keep that in mind. And when you hear that from people, the conditions of the people and how they were poor and this and that, America has sanctions on them. America made it illegal for them to export their goods and for other people to do business with them. Of course, it's going to cripple the economy and starve. We were trying to starve them out. Then they turned around and blamed it on him for not just bending the knee. Hey, just bend the knee, and then your people won't have to go through these sanctions.
Yeah, man, that's right.
Then they turn around and blame him for the conditions of the people. When it's just again, the game is rigged.
All he had to do was bend the knee, brother.
Yeah, I mean the game is rigged, and we're here to show you how they lie straight to your face every day. And a lot of this stuff you look right past. I mean, if you stopped and just did some critical thinking, you'd have a totally different outlook on this stuff.
So healthcare. So don't you find it strange that our politicians would care so much about the people in Cuba and the people in Venezuela when they don't even care about you? They don't care about you having health care. They don't care about you being able to actually have real liberation. How you got liberation if you can't even quit your job because you won't have health insurance?
Right.
Our bookstore is like a portal.
It's neo-Victorian, it's steampunk.
And we wanted our Wix website to be too.
So you think you're free? You're not free. You just got a different ball and chain that's tying you down. You may not be in handcuffs. You may not be shackled. But the economic situation here in the United States is not great. And as much as Trump and them are trying to tout and say, we're going to go save these people, they're not saving people. They don't liberate people. This is colonialism. It's imperialism. And those countries, those people are going to be worse off after U.S. intervention every single time. So there's no freedom. There's no liberation. That's not what's happening there. We can't even save our own damn people. Now, Jeffrey Sachs also coming in, we're moving on to the money situation. So when we look at the money, listen to what Jeffrey Sachs says here.
So the U.S. government has been trying to strangle the Venezuelan economy. It started with sanctions in 2017 that prevented essentially the country from accessing international capital markets and the oil company from restructuring its loans. That put Venezuela into a hyperinflation. That was the utter collapse. Oil earnings plummeted. The earnings that are used to buy food and medicine collapsed. That's when the social humanitarian crisis went spiraling out of control. And then in this year is with this idea, very naive, very stupid in my view, that there would be this self-proclaimed president, which was all choreographed with the United States very, very closely. Another round of even tighter sanctions, essentially confiscating the earnings and the assets of the Venezuelan government took place. Now Venezuela's in complete, utter catastrophe. A lot of it brought on by the United States deliberately, creating massive suffering. We know.
Oh, see, and again, this is a watch video. I haven't seen this, but I already knew what's been going on, and I haven't even been keeping up with politics really in the last 4 months. So it's the same playbook. But I've been watching this Venezuela issue over the last 8 years.
I ain't the smartest person in the world, but it almost sounds like he's complaining about the rules. I mean, yeah, that's what America does. Like, I don't understand, like, what people, like, they've been doing this same shit since, like, forever. They did the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, they did. They did it.
Us.
Yeah, they did it to us. But that's why.
Like
But that's why we're not supposed to be siding with it.
Look, we had our own civilization. We had our own settlements and stuff here. Like we had our own stuff. We had our own trade routes, our own allies. They did the same thing to us.
Exactly.
They did the same thing to us. Like this reason why the story sounds so familiar. The
question is, after you say that, is why, are you going to support it happening to other people?
Yes, man, because misery loves company. Yes. Misery loves company, brother. And until everybody feel the force, ain't nobody gonna be a believer. You got to go through that you survive. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me drop a bomb on that one, man. I ain't know where you was going with it. You lost me for a second, then you brought me back. Until everybody feel it, they won't be able to understand. That's what he just said. Damn.
Yeah, man.
As a Virgo, I feel that one. Because sometimes you got to do the same thing a motherfucker did to you to them to get them to see where you coming from. Because they'll never understand. Just you trying to
I can tell you all day, and until you be shown for your own self and you see for your own eyes, you'll never know. You just been told. You don't know shit.
Oh, wow. I got to reassess everything off of that concept right there and see if that works. All right, let me go ahead and let this ride. That was deep right there. I wasn't ready for that one. I didn't think you was coming with that one either. Damn. You just fucked me up with that one, bro.
Oh, there's hunger. We know there's an incredible shortage of medical supplies. We can only imagine, because we won't know really until the dust settles and careful studies are done, how much excess mortality there is. But surely in a context like this is a catastrophe.
It is a catastrophe. And this is what, Jeffrey Sachs tried to warn people about this as well. Sanctions kill people. It is economic warfare. Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, like he said, you may not be able to afford medicine. You may not be able to get the treatment that you need, which means you could die. Like, this is really sad. Well, we also look at the money. Blatant statements that have been made out in the open about what they really want.
Okay, confession time. I was doing this creator thing completely wrong for years. I kept building content everywhere.
Come learn
from me, listen to this here.
Of course, the countries, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua with Russia relationships. Why this region matters with all of its rich resources and rare earth elements. You've got the lithium triangle, which is needed for technology today. 60% of the world's lithium is in the lithium triangle: Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. We just have the largest oil reserves, light sweet crude, discovered off of Guyana over a year ago. You have Venezuela's resources as well with oil, copper, gold. We have the Amazon, lungs of the world. We have the 31% of the world's fresh water in this region too. It's just off the charts. We have a lot to do. This region matters. It has a lot to do with national security.
Out in the open.
Has nothing to do with national security and everything to do with the resources that she just mentioned there. Notice she also.
Woo! See, they tell you if you paying attention,
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's all about national security. I don't know why they keep saying that. It's not about national security. Like
more about the resources. More about resources than national security.
The United States has to be the biggest, the largest. Huh? What part of that don't you get? What part of that don't you get? Like that's the precedent that's being shown here, right? I'm the big dog. I'm the big fish. I eat first, and then you niggas can eat.
Ooh.
Right? That's what's being taught here, and these are the rules. These are the rules, and we gotta stop acting like we don't know what the fuck the rules are and stop crying about the rules. Y'all all signed on to this shit. Every last one of you countries, all of you nations, y'all all signed up for this. When the black man was sitting here telling y'all about the white man, and we was telling y'all he was the devil, we was telling y'all everything that they was doing to us, and y'all didn't believe us. Y'all called us lazy. You right? Yeah, we just wanted handouts. Remember all that stuff? Now y'all the shithole countries. Now y'all the niggas. All of yous. All of you. It ain't no. It's not over. It's not over till he run up in y'all pockets, man. And then you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen to y'all communities, y'all countries. Gentrification on a national scale. Not, you know what I'm saying? Look, we got it in our communities on a small scale. You know, they start off by removing the the grocery stores and, you know, stuff like that. Start moving all the essentials out of the neighborhoods, and eventually, you know, you can't sustain yourself. So then eventually you gotta move to other places. Basically refugees. You're refugees now. You know what I'm saying? Wandering around the countryside looking for a homestead to call your own. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you're in a foreign place, so you're probably not gonna be owning no property, right? You're not gonna have no property, so you'll be renting. You'll be perpetually renting, right? Sound familiar? Yeah, that's what y'all gonna be doing. Yeah. What the black man's been going through for the past 200 years, this is what's destined for all you countries who do not bend the knee to the United States. That's what's going to happen to y'all. This is the same thing, and we've been telling y'all this for over 100 years. So yeah, man, the black man just finna sit back and watch. We've been warning y'all. Nobody listen to us. Roll that
Hey, you silly, man.
I'm
just devil's advocate, and I agree with her. I can't
yeah, like dude, because I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, damn, all of this shit sound familiar. What have I heard? Oh yeah, that's right, COINTELPRO. Oh yeah, that's right. They murdered and assassinated our leaders. Oh yeah, that's right. They lied and brought up phony ass charges against our leaders too. Damn, why does this shit sound so fun? Oh yeah, that's because this is just the normal playbook. These are the rules. These are the rules.
Let's get into it.
Also said Nicaragua, so they're probably looking to go into there next. So it has nothing to do with the people of Cuba. It has nothing to do with the people of Venezuela. I don't understand why Americans fall for this trick, because what the hell makes you think they care about people in another country when they don't even care about people here? People have to start using common sense. So she put it all out there in the open to let everybody know what the game was. Tulsi Gabbard, when she wasn't a kiss ass and selling out back in 2019, she said, it's about the oil again. Bolton just exposed the real motive for intervention in Venezuela. We're in conversation with major American companies now. It would make a difference if we could have American companies produce the oil in Venezuela. We both have a lot at stake here. That was Tulsi Gabbard 2019. By the way, Tulsi been very quiet since they kidnapped Maduro. So this is someone of all people who knows the game, but they're choosing to just play along because they have some typical future political aspirations. That's really what this is about for Tulsi Gabbard. She's the most shameful one of all because she talked about this for years. Now she pretends not to know any damn thing. We also talk about the money. We got to look at the petrodollar. And this is something else I think that may not be getting as much attention. The real reason the U.S. is invading Venezuela goes back to a deal Henry Kissinger made with Saudi Arabia.
Positive energy. How you feeling today?
Peace. It was good.
Chilling. Did you have any comments or questions about anything you've seen so far?
Nah, I just logged on. So I'm just logging on.
Big bet. I'll let it ride.
In 1974, I'm going to show you that video. And then we're going to go back to the comments that he have here about the petrodollar.
Just you, building your app on base 44.
Here we go here.
The petrodollar is actually a device invented by Kissinger and Nixon.
U.S. President Richard Nixon sent his Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, Henry Kissinger, to Saudi Arabia for a secret meeting.
That meeting took place on a battleship called the USS Quincy, and very few records were kept of that meeting. but Roosevelt promised the King of Saudi Arabia weapons and protection in exchange for the United States to have the exclusive right to develop oil from Saudi Arabia using dollars. Meaning, if countries wanted to trade the most important commodity of all, oil, they needed to get their hands on dollars. And from that point on, oil would be priced in USD. And if a country tried to get their hands on oil without using dollars, that country historically needed more freedom in their lives.
See how this works? So I want to show you something else here that he said about the petrodollar.
Hey, that was funny at the end. That was slick at the end. He said, if you wanted to buy oil without US dollars,
fucking rules.
You needed some freedom in your life,
bro. Those are the rules. That's why I keep telling bro, y'all just gotta stop complaining about the rules. Those are the rules. When have we not known those to be the rules?
And since the only thing that gives this fiat currency any value is its perceived value, you know, keeping it in high demand and in heavy rotation through means of the petrodollar is what kept US on top.
Oh, you think that's what it was? No, it wasn't, bro. It was
break it down.
It was them bombs and them bullets.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
Bombs and bullets is the lifeblood of the USD. That USD don't move unless a trigger get pulled. You got to understand they in the bodies and bags, bodies and bags. Nigga, they either chasing the bag or they chasing the body. They trying to put the body in the bag and the body is all go together. You understand what I'm saying? Like these are the rules of engagement. If you're gonna mess with these people, just understand you get to messing with their money. This is what's gonna happen, right? So keep playing with these people's money. See what happened to Gaddafi? All he was trying to do was back up the African money with the resources in the ground. That's all he was trying to do. They beat that man to death. Beat him to death.
Nisha says it was the wars and everything surrounding it. Absolutely. That's facts. That's facts. Yep, you're right on. She said you're right on point, buddy. All right, let's keep it rolling.
If we just go back up to the top part, right about here. This is important, this timeline. In 2000, Saddam Hussein announces Iraq will sell oil in euros instead of dollars. 2003 invaded, regime change. Iraq's oil immediately switched back to dollars. Saddam lynched. The WMDs were never found because they never existed. 2009, Gaddafi proposes a gold-backed African currency called the gold dinar for oil trade. Hillary Clinton's own leaked emails confirmed this was the primary reason for intervention. Email quote, "This gold was intended to establish a pan-African currency."
That was the whole thing. Don't look at the emails. Yeah, that was their whole thing. Don't look at the emails. We want you to focus on who released them. Don't worry about all the dirt we doing in them.
See,
because
y'all get it. See, it was a pan-African currency. See, that's the other thing that they have to do. Like, they have to keep the black man down. If you don't keep the black man down, right, then he's gonna surpass you. He don't actually need to beat you up and use force. The black man don't have to use force to win. And that's like the magic that don't nobody ever talk about. The black man is just influential everywhere he go. Everything he do, everybody want to be like him, talk like him, right? So if you let the Pan-Africans, who's supposed to be the ones who can't organize, they don't know what to do with the money. If you gonna let them have a gold-backed currency with the money that was up under their feet, that would have bankrupted China, Russia, Iran, the Vatican. That would have bankrupted the United States. Man, that would have bankrupted every single sovereign country on the planet simultaneously all at one time. So they had to get rid of Gaddafi.
Based on the Libyan golden dinar. 2011, NATO bombs Libya. Gaddafi sodomized and murdered. Libya now has open slave markets. And now Maduro, with 5 times more oil than Saddam and Gaddafi combined, actively selling in yuan, building payment systems outside dollar control, petitioning to join BRICS, partnering with China, Russia, and Iran, the 3 countries leading global de-dollarization. This isn't a coincidence. Challenge the petrodollar, get regime changed every single time. If you follow,
so if you think this is about fentanyl, you're tripping. Fentanyl ain't even in Maduro's indictment.
Yeah, this is global domination at its finest, baby. And if you still think it's about oil, it's not. It's not about oil. It's not. Oil is the.
It plays a major part in helping the
scapegoat.
destabilization of the petrodollar. So it
it
still is about oil.
But it's like the it's like that bait, like in the movies, like when you could lure the monster over here, and I could put this over here, and I know the monster gonna come through here and kill everything, and kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
More on some look over here type shit, like
you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is a diabolical game, man, and it's like I don't understand why people don't understand. Like, this is a military-industrial complex. They need a reason to fight you. They need it. No, you don't change the dollar. Don't try to change the fucking currency, because they're gonna come in there and they're gonna rape you. They sodomize him. They beat him to death and sodomized him.
They raped the leader, raped the land.
I'm just saying, like, leave the money alone. If you want the United States to be your friend, don't try to make your own money. Just use the dollar. These are the rules. I'm not telling you that because I'm scared. I'm not telling you that because I'm afraid. I'm telling you that because your ass is grass if you go up against these people and they dollars. They don't like that.
That's facts.
Bruh, they'll let you build nuclear weapons. They let you put shit in space. They let you do everything under the sun. But when you try to go combat that dollar, nigga.
They pulling up like they pulling up with them chops. You feel me?
They pull it up. Lead a
drone strikes. Damn it!
Like what part of the economic warfare thing? They're not even gonna let y'all get off the ground with it.
Martial law, 24-hour lockdown,
24/7 boot camp. I'm putting shoe program.
The money, it'll all make sense.
We're laughing out of hysteria. I'm sorry. This is
staying late again. Yep, got prospect calls this summer.
Us sitting here laughing at this is hysteria, not because we find it funny. It's hysteria.
It's
we're delirious.
Yeah.
We're completely accustomed to this. The rest of the world obviously didn't know.
Yeah. Once you realize that they want you numb beyond the ways that you can even comprehend, because that's the only way to actually function. Because to actually live in a state of empathy would be with all the atrocities going on everywhere. Man, you wouldn't be able to make it to the bathroom.
You would be drained. You wouldn't have no.
Like, it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible to care about everything. Like,
man,
so they overload you with it, so that way you essentially care about nothing.
They need to really get that in your chest, really get that in your heart. Think about that. Empathy overload. Because you're so empathetic about all these things. Dude, these are energy vampires. That's what they do. Like, they siphon energy off you based on fear and sorrow and things of that nature. So you being down, depressed feeds them. That's what feeds them. You think it's oil. You think it's oil. No, it's you being in a constant state of fear and scarcity is what they feed on. They have to feed you the negative content. They got to feed you negative imagery. Why? In order to keep your ass in a certain state of fear so your body can keep on pumping out certain chemicals that they can harvest from your ass. You think it's about oil though? It's not.
Yeah, it is, but it's bigger than that though.
It's bigger than the oil. The oil is just, the thing that everybody, you get paid. I mean, it's kind of like when you play the video games. Like you want the headshots, you get the 1,000 points for them. But the game, the logic of the game is to get to the other side and get the flag. The flag is the operative of the game, but you get extra points if you get headshots. Well, the oil is kind of like the headshots. You see what I'm saying? But the point of the game is to get to the other side to get the flag.
Bless be asked. So Trump is carrying out the very thing exposing Hillary's emails, or maybe she means exposed in Hillary's emails. I think in Hillary's emails it was talking about Libya. I think they did make mention of Venezuela though.
I heard,
but it's when you realize that they have the same people telling them what to do, that their boss is the same person, and that is their agenda, that is the Zionist agenda for this to happen, and that the Zionists run them. It's not so crazy to see why Republicans and Democrats don't fight against these things, and why these are bipartisan problems. So no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you have to be, if you're anti-war, you're going to have a problem. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you're against big pharma,
military industrial complex.
Yeah. Well, excuse me, let me not even go to big pharma. I'm going too far left.
Yeah, it's a military industrial complex. I mean, if you finna say, oh, we're not going to fight this war, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, wait till the Democrats get in. They're going to find another reason to pick on somebody or something.
Yeah, they even got Tulsi on board.
When we ain't got enemies, listen, when this machine ain't got enemies, they just make them up. They just create them. They got a whole government, they got a whole secret covert government agency that goes around and just creates fucking wars just so they can run around and fight people. And when they can't find nothing juicy enough to get the rest of the world involved in, they just come home and blame niggas on shit. You know, blame niggas, blame the Mexicans, blame the immigrants. Now they become the new enemy until they find something else to distract you with. Hopefully they'll stop doing all this stuff and just bring on the aliens. I'm ready for the aliens. Bring on the aliens.
You silly, man.
You know what I'm saying? The aliens
it's coming. It's on the way. Trust me.
Yeah, of course it's coming.
It's either that or they're gonna bring Jesus back. They're gonna use hologram to bring Jesus back.
Sci-fi. It sounds sci-fi what we're saying, but it's bound to come. It's in the playbook. They just ain't played it yet. It's coming. They bringing Jesus back. He gonna come in the clouds. They gonna hologram his ass here, right? And all you goofy idol worshipers, y'all gonna bow down to Jesus in the clouds, right? And if the Jesus thing don't get you, the aliens most definitely gonna get you, because that's gonna be real. They gonna use real destruction.
They gonna harp an earthquake. Yeah, I was gonna say they gonna harp an earthquake. It's gonna crack. It's gonna thunder.
Yeah, they're gonna use real destruction, murder, and mayhem to convince you that the aliens are here. All right, they really don't want you believing in Jesus.
Let me let it ride.
They'll stage that alien shit quick, because that's easy it's easier to stage aliens attacking the earth than it is them staging Jesus. Trust me. They want to let the Jesus thing go and just have y'all scared of the aliens, because they can milk that for the rest of their life. Y'all ain't never even seen the alien.
Damn. Let's go.
That's even worse than Jesus.
The United States never wants these countries to have any true economic independence. And then there's the issue with the Rothschilds. One of the things that stood out to me on social media is that a Rothschild was very happy about this. And you got to know about the banking. This part is important as well. In 2000, there were 9 countries without a Rothschild-owned central bank. Now we get into the banks. Iran, Iraq, Cuba, Syria, Libya, Sudan, Venezuela, Afghanistan, and North Korea. They've checked out Iraq, checked out Libya, Sudan, Afghanistan. The U.S. has gone in and ruined all these countries. And you see the countries that are left.
Pause it, bro.
So that lets you know the plan, lady.
How dare she ruined? Oh no!
We brought freedom and Starbucks, right?
Freedom, right? We brought democracy and freedom. We civilized those people.
Freedom and lattes for everybody.
Right, you get democracy.
Pumpkin spice in the Middle East, baby.
You know what I'm saying? This is peace incarnate. What are you talking about? This is the rules, baby. You know, we don't use that type of terminology around here. You know, this is political correctness. Roll that bean footage, brother.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I keep telling you, this is not in with Venezuela. So you see who they coming for next. I forget.
I gotta pause it again though, because you killed it.
They just so happen to be going for Cuba and Syria.
When you said gentrification on a national level.
Oh yeah.
Like
on an international level. Oh yeah.
I'm like, dang, I didn't even think of it like that. Like, because they definitely about to do Palestine and the coast of Africa. You know, did you see the designs?
Same thing they did to niggas. Why do you look? If the shit worked on niggas, what make you think it won't work on the rest of y'all? And the niggas is the best of y'all.
Damn, where my sound effects at? My bad. I used to DJing on the Poli-Tricks episodes, but that need a bomb right there.
I'm just saying, bro. Think about it. We the best the world has to offer. And look what they doing to us. So what make you think they not gonna do it to y'all? Y'all not nearly as beautiful as us. Y'all not nearly as fly as us, right? Y'all not nearly as accessible as. Look at us. We blinged out, even though we broke as hell. Y'all broke as hell and look broke as hell.
Come on, let me roll that beat.
I'm just saying. And if they do it to us, and we right here with them, we done fought in every war with them. We done help them in every bed. We used to feed their babies with our own breast milk. If they'll do it to us, what make you think they won't do it to you? Oh, that baby.
Who said it, but there was a quote that said, all wars are bankers' wars. I mean, it's all about money. If there was no profit, it was a lot easier to stop wars. But there's money to be had, right? So do you see this? The banks. That was in 2000. We are currently in an Israeli proxy war with Iran and Syria and about to overthrow Maduro in Venezuela. Another thing that stood out to me.
About to is funny as hell.
This is Nat Rothschild. When Trump kidnapped Maduro, he said, "Well done, Donald Trump." So here come the bankers. This is what I keep telling people. All of this is connected. And check this out with Venezuela. This guy here, TB John, said, of course, Trump gets an attaboy from a member of the Rothschild family after the unprovoked attack on Venezuela. That's a confirmation. Check this out. Even AI knows it. No, Venezuela does not.
Again, let me pause this because that's why, you know, it's a bipartisan issue. Nobody bends the knee to the military industrial complex and the bankers.
Nope.
Hillary's gonna do it. Trump's gonna do it. Obama's gonna do it. They all gonna do it, or they're gonna have probably their brains on the back of a convertible somewhere, like JFK.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Or worse, put it in the bottom of the earth like Dr. York.
So yeah, it's crazy. Political theater.
Not have a Rothschild central bank. The Central Bank of Venezuela, is a publicly owned institution responsible for the country's monetary policy and currency.
When they use that
We're looking for a stranger to finish this beat. Let's go. I'm asking people to help me make.
Like you got some type of stake in this shit.
The Rothschilds are Zionist, for those who are not aware. This is why I continue to say, and Eric, if you can find that picture of the pyramid,
shout out Eric, man,
in the chat. We talked about this a couple times on the show.
Co-host
the people you think are at the top are not
fire,
at the
man.
top. When we also follow the money, we show here what happened with Polymarket after this. A newly created Polymarket account invested over $30,000 yesterday in Maduro's exit. The U.S. then took Maduro into custody overnight, and the trader profited $400,000 in less than 24 hours. Insider trading is not only allowed on prediction markets, it's encouraged. You see how much money is to make here?
Oh, for 30K?
Following the money.
I wish I knew.
Is very important.
Dang.
See that's what I'm saying. Like right now.
So the poly market.
Script, bro.
Wall Street.
Say that again.
She pretty. Not mine. Go ahead.
Big opportunity for Wall Street. I don't know what they did with this. I probably have to update it again. Oh, it is there. Okay. Finance industry eyes investment opportunities in Venezuela. Of course they do. Some Wall Street people are already considering possible investment opportunities in Venezuela following the capture of Nicolas Maduro, according to Charles Myers, the chairman of the consulting firm Signum Global Advisors and a former head of investment advisory firm Evercore. So, and here it goes. They already talking about how they can make money in this situation. So, and this is why I say a lot of times these decisions, these policies, legislation, oftentimes don't happen unless it has some type of corporate interest attached to it. This is a perfect example. So Wall Street's happy. That tells you everything that you need to know. This is what I was talking about. See, a lot of times people think that the president is at the top. They're not. And if you look at this comparison here, feudalism then and now, medieval feudalism, you had the monarchs that were at the top. Those were the kings, the queens, and the emperors. Then you had the landed gentry, the clergy, the royal ministers, the merchants, the vassals, and at the bottom was everyone else, the peasants, the laborers, and the conscripts. And now, if you look at corporate feudalism today, you will see the billionaires are the ones at the top. Right? Billionaires. Then you have the big bankers, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Lloyd's. I would also put the central banks along with the billionaires as well, like the Rothschild. I would put them up there as well. Then you have the corporate elite, Fortune 500 multinationals. Elected officials is all the way down here. And then you have top bureaucrats, commissioners, secretary, judges, top professionals, doctors, entertainers, and everyone else at the bottom, workers, students, soldiers. Most of us are this part right here. Most of us are the everyone else at the bottom. And so with Donald Trump as an elected official, it's a little bit different for him because he's not just an elected official, he's also a billionaire. So he has a little bit more control that others don't. But they got you attacking everybody else when you see who's actually at the top. So we've gone through the drug claim. We've gone through the refugee situation, Israel, the money, and now we're getting to the responses. Cringe statements here from CNN host Erin Barnett. Look how she's smiling about this.
Venezuela has a population of 30 million people, and now that is owned by the United States. Just to think about it from such a simple black and white set of numbers like that. Venezuela has a population of 30 million people, and now that is owned by the United States. Just to think about it from such a simple black and white set of numbers like that.
She seems a little too smiley there, saying that the U.S. owns it, because Donald Trump went on to say, we own Venezuela now. We're controlling Venezuela. Sounds like colonialism to me. So yes, what Donald Trump did, I said Dr. Trump, what Donald Trump did was illegal. What Donald Trump did is wrong. But nobody trying to stop him neither. And that's what really pisses a lot of people off. When you look at the responses, there's a lot of information that I've seen on social media where people are posting videos that are incorrect. Alex Jones is one of them. Daniel McAdams said, ask yourself why
everybody keeps saying it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. Dude, Israel been killing the Palestinians for decades. Y'all ain't did shit. Y'all ain't did nothing.
No, let's not try to make what Donald Trump's doing is right. But I think you're right to call out the selective outrage. rage.
Yeah.
I think that you're right to say, like, hey, when the Democrats is doing it, you niggas is quiet as hell. So shut the fuck up now.
Yeah.
Like that's rational. But
what the hell?
And that's only rational to an extent.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's rational enough not to take them serious or to understand that, hey, if we do engage in this battle and fight it, we know you're not gonna be here on the next one like you wasn't here for the last ones. You're just doing this because you got a hard on for the orange man.
Right.
Like you don't really care about these people because this has been going on. This didn't just start here, and you didn't care when it was, No. But yeah, the selective outrage be crazy for me. That's why I had to leave both parties alone. They both doing the same.
It was happening to those monks over there in Tibet. It was happening to the Papua Guinea people. This shit been happening.
And shout out Sabby. She's an independent. That's why she can call it straight down the middle and hit both sides.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they did the same thing with the Tasmanian people. They did the same thing with all of them people. And I'm trying to figure out like how now it's all of a sudden an atrocity. Like when did y'all start like y'all watched the whole Tutsi and Hutu like genocide, like y'all watched that. And I mean, y'all didn't put no sanctions down. I don't remember no blockades. I don't remember none of that type of stuff, man. Like, remember the apartheid?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all say y'all don't remember the apartheid in South Africa? When did y'all start caring about people coming in strong-arming countries?
When the orange man did it. Let's go.
Alex Jones is pushing disinformation in support of the neocons and the deep state. Wasn't his whole stick about opposing the deep state? So here's Alex Jones sharing this video. Millions of Venezuelans flooding the streets in Caracas and other major cities in celebration. So here's the problem, folks. That's false. Community Notes even checked it. This video shows anti-Maduro protests in Caracas in July 29th, 2024, following the disputed presidential election, not celebrations of his recent capture by U.S. forces.
I spy on my competitors every day over coffee. Let me show you what I do. So I use this website, similarweb.com.
Misinformation.
He's just one of them. We'll show you more.
Misinformation alert. Little thing.
Well, Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, the guy who just reported on the whole Somalian daycare thing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys, but look at this. Wait a minute. MSM Media lied to us again. The people of Venezuela actually didn't like being ruled by narco terrorists. World Cup style celebrations are erupting all across Venezuela. Congratulations to the people of Venezuela. That's from Nick Shirley. There's just one problem. This video, for one, it received 3.8 million views. By the time Community Notes checked this, it was already over 115,000 views. But for the record, the video depicts Venezuelan exiles celebrating
misinformation, like a virus on your software. It had already spread to how many people? And those people were about to go spread it to how many people?
Yep.
And I mean, I'm not for censorship on social media, but I see how so many people can be misled and online arguing with vigor about things that they just wrong about, and try to argue you down.
Right.
When they just, I don't know.
The U.S. capture of Nicolas Maduro in Miami, Florida, rather than celebrations within Venezuela. And if you notice, all of the people who were posting these videos that have the Community Note tag attached to it, None of them have removed those videos. So what does that tell you? We talked about manufacturing consent, and we're seeing a different type of manufacturer consent this time, not necessarily just from corporate media, but also from those who claim to be independent grassroots journalists. So now you have that happening in the so-called independent space. All the Zionist accounts, all the pro-Israel accounts were posting these videos yesterday. Telling people it's Venezuela when it's not. Here's another one. Notice how all of the shills went mega viral using fake videos. This is the new preferred tool to manufacture consent and brainwash the populace. How much more evidence do you need to realize you're being bombarded with a coordinated propaganda campaign? This is what I've been trying to tell people, right? So Wall Street Apes, this is another account that is known for posting fake videos, but they are elevated by Elon Musk on Twitter. So he said the Venezuelans are crying on their knees, thanking Trump and America for freeing them from Nicolas Maduro. So that video isn't even real. This is how far they're going.
AI
Community
generated.
Notes tells everybody.
So yeah, they're using AI generated videos to spread misinformation. You know, and it's not being taken down. But if I tell you sunlight is good for you, without telling you I'm not a doctor, you know what I'm saying? I'm liable to get a strike.
The video is AI generated and is currently being presented as a factual statement intended to mislead people. Notice again, Wall Street Apes has not removed that video. Now let's see how many people saw it. 4.6 million views. See, these are all the accounts that Elon Musk is elevating through the algorithm. I mean, you can look at this and tell this is AI. At least I can. So this is where we're at now, folks. This is where we're at now. Now, here's a video here showing you how the protesters in Venezuela, they're saying enough sabotage, enough blockade, enough.
And they know 99% of the people walking around working these jobs is emotional and reactive. They're not about to sit down and critically think, fact check. They're going, you know, these videos are meant to trigger an emotion and to get you to react. Whether you hitting your Twitter feed, talking, posting negative stuff, going around arguing with your peoples. You can't have a regular conversation anymore. Everything's got to be hostile when we're talking about it because you're emotionally charged because you've seen these videos. So try to let anybody tell you anything different. It's hard to talk to people after, you know, they start getting emotional. But I understand why. They're going around manufacturing consent to do this. But we have to be more conscious of the playbook that they're using. And stop letting them run the same play on us every time.
They remember they switched the play up this time.
They did though a little bit.
You got to learn the rules of the game.
They using AI now. Ooh,
you got to learn the rules of the game. They switch
hatred,
up the plays
enough threats for the North American.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they switch up the plays all the time. Like right now, they switched it up. Like they bought dude in alive and shit.
Yeah. They use
you know what I'm saying?
AI.
They ain't flatten the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is some new shit. Like this, like a flea flicker play. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's the same game. It's the same rules. Ain't nothing changed about that. Like this, just a tricky play that we ain't never seen.
Empire against the homeland of Bolivar and Chavez. Today, we demand the return of Nicolas Maduro. This is from the news.
Y aquí desde las calles de Caracas exigimos que nos devuelvan a nuestro presidente Nicolás Maduro.
Oh, they demanding the return over there on the news. Name fan.
So you guys get the point. I want to play the whole thing because it's kind of loud. But this is what now those accounts that I just showed you, of course, they're not going to show you that. They're not going to show you those videos. This is from the news. So I warned you guys about Nick Shirley days ago. All these people, they're all in cahoots together, and they're pushing out anything that is going to protect Donald Trump and support Israel. And Elon Musk is allowing it to happen. He got bought off as well. Some of the responses from the Democrats, and people are asking, why aren't the Democrat politicians standing up? Why aren't they saying anything? I mean, I think you guys know my answer to that question. But even people like Bakari Sellers are calling them out. Bakari Sellers, former congressman, who is definitely pro-Democrat and supports the Democratic Party, he called out Cory Booker. No one is reading all this. Democrats failed to meet moments. That was Cory Booker responding about Trump's unlawful actions in Venezuela. And Cory Booker wrote this long-ass statement.
Said
and it
nobody's
is
reading
long.
all this.
Oh, what did I
We
say?
don't care
Oh,
what
yeah. I said, you can stop acting now. You know damn well this is that Israel is part of this. You kiss Israel's ass. Yeah, ain't nobody feeling you, Cory. Not today. Now, Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Are you a course creator, coach, or consultant? Do not make a course or ebook before you see this. Find out if your idea
was one of the first people I saw that did speak out. Trump and his cronies can try to dress this up, but it is an illegal act of war to replace Maduro and grab Venezuela's oil for his billionaire buddies. So Chris Van Hollen, Ro Khanna, and Elizabeth Warren spoke out pretty quickly against what was happening. Chuck Schumer is just dancing around. I think I have that one. Let's show you here. It'll come up in just a second, I think. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, we're running Venezuela now, and she has the face palm, America first. She's speaking out against it. Thomas Massey says the 25-page indictment, but no mention of fentanyl or stolen oil. Search it for yourself. Calling out Pam Bondi.
Let me pause that again. For the people who saying that this is about the drugs, that he's doing importing fentanyl into America, that's not even in his damn indictment. It was never about that. They were manufacturing consent, trying to get you emotionally charged, so that way when you see this happen, it's A-okay with you, even though it's an international war crime. Let's keep it moving.
Abby Martin, really good one here. There's a special place in hell for everyone who laundered this blood-soaked mob boss as anti-war. You know who you are. That's something else. So save that for just a second. All the people who said you'd be better off voting for Trump because he would be anti-war and he would stop the wars and all this stuff. You guys got some apologizing to do. And they know who they are. Because it's not like you didn't have Trump before. Man. Trump has already been president. So he kind of showed you, yeah, he was bombing Syria back then. He established the Muslim ban back then. People said, but he didn't start any new wars. Like, that motherfucker didn't stop any either. Use your brain. So Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, they're getting grilled as well online. People are telling them to resign because they're like, well, Maduro's a brutal dictator and da-da-da-da-da, and he stole an election. And like I told you, if that's the case, and Maria and her candidate Edmundo Gonzalez were the rightful winners, why is Donald Trump telling you that she's not popular in the region? That election wasn't long ago. Sounds like they just come up with things, right? Also, something else you need to think about. The US government really has no right to tell any other country about their elections when you guys don't even have true, real democracy here.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We can't even get our own shit together, but we're going around overthrowing countries talking about their elections are rigged. Isn't that the accusation? Hasn't that been the accusation for like over the last 16 years about our own? Literally. I digress though. Let Sabby finish cooking. We're almost finished here. Only a few more minutes on this.
You guys sit up there and you remove third-party candidates and independent candidates off the ballot. When you suppress candidates that are not Democrat or Republican, when you don't have a primary, wink, wink, when you select candidates.
Wait, let me go back.
So how are you?
Oh yeah, I apologize.
We're the rightful winners. Why is Donald Trump telling you that she's not popular in the region? That election wasn't long ago.
I was wrong. He couldn't bend the knee to
Sounds
the
like
Zionists.
they just come up with things, right?
I thought
Also,
he might be able
something
to
else you need to think about. The U.S. government really has no right to tell any other country about their elections when you guys don't even have true, real democracy here. When you guys sit up there.
Yeah, and she's about to go in on the Democrats right now.
And you remove third-party candidates and independent candidates off the ballot.
Oh, that's a big one. They're suppressing voices, but this is supposed to be, everybody's voice is supposed to be heard. You don't see the Republicans trying to force people off of the ballot and sue people and change the rules to keep people from being able to run. That's only the Democratic Party. So the only people I see actually attacking democracy are Democrats. Is a claim that they always make of Donald Trump, but they've been doing it first for the longest. I don't know. It's scary.
You suppress.
It's not scary that it's happening because I've only ever seen this happen. It's scary that other people don't recognize it of their side.
Crafters, right? They are Democrats are demon crafters. So you shouldn't be surprised that demon crafters do demonic things.
It's scary that I would, a Democrat would be like, so what? Like, we say, they didn't have a primary. So what?
I mean, does anybody think about that? Like, out of all the words to use in the world, why the word demon? Why demon? Why the word demon? Out of all the words, demon, Democrat. Why?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into it.
Come on, man.
I ain't got no science.
It's demonic, bro. It's demonic.
We're gonna do the etymology on it though. That's what we're gonna do. And next episode, we're gonna pull back up with it, man. Let's get to the last 2 minutes of this.
Candidates that are not Democrat or Republican. When you don't have a primary, wink, wink, when you select candidates.
Yeah, no primary. Don't let the people pick. Just fast track who you want in. Now, that's something that they was accusing, Donald Trump of. Let him had done that. You know what I'm saying? They would have been accusing him. Oh, he's a threat to democracy. He didn't have a primary. Like, it would have been the end of the world if he did that. They didn't vote him in. Like, it would, like, the world would have stopped. They would have made sure it did. I don't know. It's scary.
So how are you going to tell another country about their elections?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people just keep falling for the okie doke. Different decades, same story. Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. Venezuela, drugs.
And again,
and essentially with Venezuela, we could have another Iraq. And we all know how that turned out. So I don't know why people keep falling for this. Recent poll also shows that 65% of Americans do not support what's happening, what Trump just did in Venezuela. This is not good for Donald Trump. Never believe these sayings that it's about helping the American people. This has nothing to do with us. It is the Venezuelan people's right to choose who they want their leader to be. I have nothing to do with that. You have nothing to do with that. Imagine if someone came into the United States and just took the president of the United States. Well, some people would be happy if Trump was gone. But regardless who it was, imagine if another country did that. And they use different reasons every time. Now, they want you to believe they want to help people in Venezuela, right? But remember what Tupac said. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poors. That part. And that's the part that really gets me. I don't understand how Americans are just so naive at this point. Honey, they won't help you. They won't help you. They won't give you health care. They won't give you paid leave. They won't give you a living wage. They won't increase the minimum wage. And you think they want to help people in another country? No. People have been fooled. People have been used by Donald Trump. And honestly, I think anybody who voted for Donald Trump, I don't know, you guys need to form your own coalition or something. Like, I really do think you guys should like form your own coalition and raise Cain. Really. I don't know if you guys need to become a second party or a different party or whatever, but you guys need to make a coalition and raise hell. I said the same thing for the Democrats with the way that they screwed over Bernie Sanders. I was like, you know, all of us, we really need to, but no, people wanted to still try to operate within the Democratic Party. Who wins at the end of the day? It's not the American people, despite what Trump will tell you. It's not going to be the Venezuelan people either, because if they think they're struggling now, they're really going to be struggling a couple of years from now. Donald Trump will probably find a way to bring in boots on the ground, and you could have yourself another Iraq. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.
And make sure you go over there and subscribe to Sabby Sabs. She is dope. One of the few voices that I watch. She's an independent, so she calls it straight down the middle. She's gonna shit on the Democrats and the Republicans equally. She, you know, she has no allegiance to either party. She thinks there needs to be reform on both sides. So shout out to her, man. The unbiased voices are important. Closing statements, Laurel. Closing remarks.
Yeah, man. So again, it doesn't really matter as long as it don't really matter what type of sheep you are, right? As long as the sheep are prepared for when it's time to slaughter them. That's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters is you knowing your place in the line when the corral starts. That's the only thing that matters. You understanding the rules. The rules of the corral is the fence that goes around the corral. And where the fence leads you right into the slaughterhouse. One way in, one way out. The way you came in is not the way you're going to come out. You see, these are the rules of the game, and y'all just got to learn that. You know what I'm saying? These are the politics that we've had to deal with for the past 400 or 500 years dealing with these people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just now getting a taste of it. And it seems like y'all don't like it. That also sounds familiar to us. Go figure.
Did you cut out? You still there?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree, man. Gentrification on a national scale is here. I guess it's been here.
It's coming, baby. Like gentrification on a grand scale. Like, I mean, y'all, we've only seen it in our neighborhoods. We've seen it. We've seen the same scenario over and over again. We watch leaders get publicly humiliated, assassinated, get told that they drug dealers, that they pimps, that they all different type of things that makes people look down on you in society, right? Taboo things, right? These are the same tricks they use on us. We watch our leaders get killed, drug out in the streets, shot full of holes, more holes than Swiss cheese. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we've looked at this. We know what it feel like to get your leaders drug out in the middle of the street and beat to death. We know what that feels like. So we are most definitely empathetic to the rest of the world. We just We just numb. We're numb. So sit back, get your popcorn, make sure you place your bets, because this was gonna be a deuce.
Damn, you make me want to try to find this video. I doubt if I can find it though. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah. What you said, I second that. Let me drop a bomb for that. You know, that's what it is.
Like, it's kind of hard to be any way, other way. Like, how else are we supposed to respond? I mean, we didn't see plenty of evidence to saying that this is the same play over and over and over again, right? It's just modified a little bit. They bought them in this time, right? It's cool. Like,
I can't find the video.
And not to mention it, to even like to keep on going on, right? Damn, what happened to the dude that shot Trump? What happened to him?
Mm-hmm.
We just stopped talking about him. I guess we gonna go get about Charlie Kirk too, real quick. Like, all of these are distractions. These are all just distractions to make you, just to break down your spiritual immune system. You know, that's what that is. Like, just breaking down your spiritual immune system. And about time you get down to this type of stuff, you be so worn the hell out. You know, they had you running around all the celebrity bullshit that be going on, the Jay-Z, the Epstein files, the this, that, and the other, right? That's all the petty, that's all the real, I ain't gonna say petty stuff, but you know, when you get to talking genocide and, you know, and stuff like that, you know, like that's, I think that weighs a little bit more than, you know, people you've been used as, you know, getting sold as sex toys. But yeah, I mean, not saying that one is better or greater than the next, but I mean, like, damn, right? But they it's like they hit us with all this little bitty stuff all during the year, and then it's like it builds up to like this finale. You know what I'm saying? Then they smack some real big dumb shit in your face. You know, smear it all in your face and tell you it's moisturizer or something. I don't, you know, like, these people are crazy, man.
Charlie Kirk shit. That's what that was. Put it right in your face. Every social media platform. We ain't censoring it. We ain't taking it down. Watch this.
Right. The Charlie Kirk stuff, the Epstein files, all of that stuff is to keep y'all talking about everything else except for what they doing to them people in Israel or over in Palestine, right? So y'all don't see that, and you don't see what they doing over there in Venezuela and Latin America. You don't get to see none of that stuff. You don't get to see, you know, you just don't get to see all that stuff because you caught up in the celebrity gossip. You know, Will Smith smacking a motherfucker. What else? You know, P. Diddy. P. Diddy really, right? P. Diddy been a real good distraction for a few months now. Like, that's all people talk about. P. Diddy, man, ain't no telling what the hell these people got away with during the P. Diddy era. Ain't no telling. I mean, imagine how much crap they got away during the Epstein files while y'all was all distracted, talking about Epstein. Imagine what else they pulled off. Just saying. Keep your eyes open. Believe in half in what you hear and half in what you see. Remember, war is politics with guns. Politics is war without guns.
Okay, now you got me looking for this video. Damn, I don't know. It was a Jaguar Wright video. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I'm going to find it, just not right this second. I know which podcast and who couch she was sitting on the day she gave it, so I'm going to find it later. And actually, you know what? I put two names in this title, Sabby Sabs and Jimmy Dore. So I do want to pull up a Jimmy Dore video before we get out of here. Let me go ahead and grab something from him real quick. Jimmy Dore is buddy we was watching last on episode 1 with Wall Street Willie. The little comedian dude who had the little jokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he kind of funny. He's an independent as well. They used to call themselves progressives, but they co-opted that term and made it mean something else. So they kind of left it alone. Like, damn. Hold on, my keyboard acting funny. I dropped it this morning. Now I gotta like position my battery in there. Kind of weird. Gotta go order me another one. Okay, here we go. And we're about to play. Let me turn this music off. Actually, before we do this, let's go to a word from our sponsors, and then we're going to come back with some Jimmy Dore for you. Ooh.
Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
Okay, and we're back, and let me share my screen. I have the video pulling up a video file. I actually just want to share the window. This video is titled Donald Trump Announces Bomb Attacks on Venezuelan Land. So yeah, let's get into it, and go make sure you go subscribe to the Jimmy Dore Show on YouTube. Tell him A1 sent you. Give him some Titan love, and let's get into it.
It's fitting that he's standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu, because Benjamin Netanyahu has been twisting his arm to do this in Venezuela. That's my theory. And let's remember, I've been right about everything. Trump, he called into the show Katz and Cosby.
Oh, God.
And the spoiler alert, there are already land strikes happening inside Venezuela.
Oh, good. I was hoping we'd go to war with Venezuela, Jimmy, and now I know prayer does work.
So let's listen.
The drug traffic is down by sea now, 97.2%. Wow.
Nobody understands, Mr. President, that why the Democrats are objecting to knocking out those boats that are carrying drugs that are going to kill our people.
Well, they're only objecting because I'm the one doing it. If it were anybody else, even another Republican.
By the way, the Democrats aren't really objecting from what I've heard. What I've heard is that people like Rand Paul are objecting. People like Thomas Massey are objecting.
Yeah,
people
two libertarians, no Republicans.
Yeah, it's libertarians are. I don't see. In fact, I think Chuck Schumer and they're all on board because they're always on board with the war machine and Israel. Okay.
Hey, a good question for Cad shit. Hey, stupid. Nobody proved to us they had any drugs on there. You don't think they should have to show us that? They just kill whoever they want?
Yeah.
Fat idiot.
So this guy just takes the government's word for it. That instead of the government trafficking drugs, which is what the CIA normally does, now they're fighting drugs? Really? Okay.
Why should we?
Hey, this why I rock with Buddy, man, because he gonna keep it all the way trill. Like, and people, when it's like usually the Democrats that be like, I don't fuck with him. He's probably a racist, like because he'll shit on some Democratic talking points, but he don't never say nothing racist. He always call it down the middle because he's not a Democrat or a Republican, so he be shitting on both of them. And he also calls out the selective outrage like we be doing. Like, so shout out to Jimmy Dore again. Make sure you go subscribe to the Jimmy Dore Show on YouTube. Guy's pretty funny, and he does an American stand-up tour where he goes all across the country. So I know he comes to Ohio like 3 times a year. I'm gonna go try to support and catch one of his shows
Instead of being blown up because he trafficked drugs. Remember?
What's that?
Sean Ryan he ran a drug network in Colombia. That's his story to Megyn Kelly. Why isn't he blown up? Why does he have a podcast?
Right.
Why are you blowing up fishermen?
Let's say you take a weak Republican, they would say that's all right. But because they have Trump derangement syndrome, they're sick people. There's something wrong with them. But every time I knock out a boat, we save 25,000 American lives. It's very simple. And what's happening is they're having a hard time employment-wise. They can't get anybody. And we just knocked out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard. But drugs are down over 97%. Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Because the drugs don't come from Venezuela. The drugs are coming through Mexico and other places in Latin America, not Venezuela, as Tulsi Gabbard's own DNI reported earlier this year. But when he said this is on the day after Christmas, he gave this interview. When he said we did it 2 days ago, that means they bombed Venezuela. A Christian Catholic country on Christmas Eve. Of course. Of course. Here comes Santa with a special gift. He doesn't care if you've been good or bad. You're guilty of living on top of oil and saying bad things about Israel. Because
dress like Santa when you blow up the children.
Yeah, dress like Santa. So,
with Netanyahu, I'm glad that a good man is standing next to a better man to tell me this great news.
Here is Trump standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu, and he's announcing that U.S. has started striking Venezuela. Let's listen.
Major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs. So we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
It's like you can almost see Benjamin Netanyahu's hand up his ass, working it like a giant life-size ventriloquist dummy. Trump is truly the Jeff Dunham. Netanyahu is truly the Jeff Dunham of politics.
He is. Why would Bilbo, not a Jew, who even be there for this? What does this have to do with him?
So he's back in town trying to get more money. Anyway, Owen Schroyer says, imagine standing next to the most wanted war criminal on the planet, announcing new strikes for oil companies and calling yourself the peace president. That's a level of delusion once only thought possible by Democrats.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger.
Well, if you're a certain age, I guess, but this has been a pendulum swing that's been going on ever since they first conceived of MK Ultra and continue to do it, and that's why this shit happens.
So let me just show you what Marjorie Taylor Greene had tweeted out before. She says, here are some interesting, she on December 22nd, she said, here are some interesting facts about Venezuela that are easily searchable. Venezuela is predominantly Catholic country with very strong laws against abortion, with the exception being the life of the mother. Maduro has been critical of Israel, calling it a genocide in Gaza and against Zionism. Maduro's opposition, Maria Corina Machado, is a strong supporter of Israel and wants to restore strong relations with Israel. She is more left-leaning on abortion and LGBTQ issues. Most Americans I talk to are not buying that this is really about drugs and sanctioned oil tankers. And it's not about social issues. I just added that to highlight some differences in the two leaders. People voted in 2024 against foreign intervention and foreign regime changes, as we have seen far too many times how that's turned out. It's not good, and people are so sick of it. So I just wanted to show you that it's fitting that
It's chopping up, bro. At least it is for me.
Oh, I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was saying that's one time that the funny built butch body, whatever Jasmine Crockett called her, was actually right. And I agree with Butch Body over there. So yeah, shout out to her. Sometimes, a broken clock is right at least twice a day.
he's standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu because Benjamin Netanyahu has been twisting his arm to do this in Venezuela. That's my theory. And let's remember, I've been right about everything.
If you're upset about
I've been watching
that,
him for like 8 to 10 years. I can actually vouch for that. He's been ahead of the curve on everything. From this guy Jimmy Dore, from that hacked servers when Trump was first running the first time. Like, man, he's like been on the point, on the money. I think he's only been wrong really about like one thing, and then he'll do a whole retraction video and video correcting himself in the record. So I like that. But let's get into
don't forget, he was shaking hands with the leader of both ISIS and Al Qaeda in the White House.
That's right. So here's the story from the New York Times. Trump says U.S. struck a big facility in a campaign against Venezuela. So that means he's bombing the country now, not just boats, but the country.
Who's doing that bombing?
So is it a big facility?
They're heroes, whoever they are.
He said Trump struck a big facility. You mean like a hospital? Because hospitals have drugs. So you got to strike them first, right? So President Trump said in a radio interview, blah, 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 blah. American officials said that Mr. Trump was referring to a drug facility in Venezuela and that it was eliminated, but provided no details. Military officials said they had no information to share, and the Central Intelligence Agency declined to comment. The White House declined to comment. Mr. Trump made his statement on Friday during an interview with John Catsimatidis, the Republican billionaire and supporter of the president who owns WABC Radio. The two men are discussing the U.S. military campaign to disrupt drug trafficking from Latin America by striking boats suspected of carrying narcotics. They have a big plant or a big facility where the ships come from, Trump said, without saying where it was or explicitly identifying Venezuela as the target. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. If Mr. Trump's suggestion that the United States had struck a site in the region proves accurate, it would be the first known attack on land since he began his military campaign against Venezuela. U.S. officials declined to specify anything about the site the president said was hit, where it was located, how the attack was carried out, or what role the facility played in drug trafficking. There's been no public report of any attack from the Venezuelan government or any other authorities in the region.
Well, we took them over. So
well, there you go. The anti-interventionist president is about to start a ground war with your sons and daughters as the fodder. And to make it even better, it's going to be a jungle war. And you know how great we do in jungle wars? While some officials called the facility struck a drug production site, it's not clear what role the narcotics trafficking the facility would have played. Venezuela is well known for its role in trafficking drugs, especially cocaine produced in Colombia, but it's not been a major producer of narcotics. Mr. Trump has been promising strikes on land in Venezuela for weeks, part of an intensifying pressure campaign on Nicolas Maduro, the authoritarian leader of. So this, you remember, this is coming from the New York Times. They're pro-overthrowing governments. So the New York Times is owned by the billionaire class that wants to manufacture consent for Trump overthrowing Maduro, and that's why they say stuff like this. Just so you know, that's what this is. They're just like they said that they had weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and that Gaddafi had to go and all this stuff. That's you remember where you're getting this information from. Okay. And by the way, what a perfect excuse for a false flag attack on American soil as the response from Venezuela. So Trump bombs Venezuela. And then the United States or Israel or somebody does a false flag attack in the United States, and then they blame it on Venezuela. So now the American people will be for going into Venezuela, just like we did in Vietnam. So we did the same thing in Vietnam. We did the same thing. Okay. So we used 9/11, the same thing. We used that to go into Iraq. We used
the
that.
authoritarian leader,
Yeah.
Maduro, the authoritarian that they voted for.
Yes.
Not Juan Guaido or this lady who loves
So
Israel.
So Mr. Trump has publicly acknowledged he has authorized the CIA to plan for operations inside Venezuela. Exactly what operations Mr. Trump had in mind for the CIA was not clear, but they could include both sabotage operations and psychological operations meant to prod Maduro into making some mistake.
Like trusting America?
So you're saying you're going to invade the country hoping that the leader makes a mistake? Of course, we never make mistakes when we invade other countries. The other recent wars have all gone so well, especially for investors, because the worst thing that could happen to one of them is that we actually win the war. Then we have to pay reparations.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix.
So here is, don't forget, the real reason Trump is invading Venezuela. Venezuela cuts ties with Israel over Gaza attacks. So just keep that in mind. Why has America isolated Venezuela as the only drug distributing nation to deal with right now? Oh, I get it now. Israel is doing what the Germans did in 1945. They made plans to move to South America. Is this the United States attack on Venezuela that Trump was referring to in his interview? This is Ian Bremmer. If so, a covert operation, timing fits. So this is what they think. So they think this is what Trump was referring to. And I can show this because this isn't terrorism violence. This is the United States. This is the good old USA. So Eva Gollander says either Trump is lying about striking a factory inside Venezuela, or his people dropped a missile on Christmas Eve on a private industrial food/chemical and raw materials factory unrelated to the Venezuelan government or drug trafficking. They made chicken feed. That place made chicken feed. That's what.
This reminds me of the Iraq bombing to distract from the blowjob that Israel sent to Clinton. Remember, he bombed Iraq again, and he bombed like a baby food formula factory.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Why does this keep happening with Israel? And you got to blow up, starve some kids in some way.
So she goes on to say, I'll read this for you. Either Trump is lying. So when she says this, either Trump is lying about striking the factory inside Venezuela, or his people dropped a missile on Christmas Eve on a private industrial food, chemical, raw material factory, Primasol, unrelated to the Venezuelan government or drug trafficking. They make chicken feed.
I mean, I guess all is fair in love and war, like they say, but dropping bombs on Christmas Eve, like, I guess that's the Christian thing to do. I don't know. Let's get it, man.
Here's the thing. That's from Primasol. And that's what they put out. And Ian Bremmer underneath says, is this the United States attack on Venezuela that Trump was referring to in his interview? So,
why Ian Bremmer suddenly doesn't like a bombing of another country? What a surprise.
So let me do, so our sponsor, Kelshi, do you think Nicolas Maduro is going to go out? Well, let's go to the sun. There it is. So do you think Nicolas Maduro is going to be out before April of 26? 35%. Say yes. And before May, 45%. And before June, 48%. So it shows you how much you can play. So if yes, 35 cents, yes, 45 cents, yes, 48 cents. And then you could go no, 66 cents. Okay. So that's what Kelshi says. That's what Kelshi says. Anyway, I think they're going to get Maduro out, but I think it might involve a ground war.
Oh my God.
And that's not good for the United States, because it will quickly turn into, if we have to go in on the ground, it will quickly turn into Vietnam. The Venezuelan people don't want the United States to come in and take over their country. They don't want them getting rid of their democratically elected leader. That's for sure. Okay.
They don't want democracy?
Well, I don't know why they don't want democracy. Anyway, if you like to hear my jokes about Venezuela, come see me January 11th in Waikiki or February 20th in Lansing, Michigan, February 21st in Milwaukee. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Come see me on tour January 11th in Waikiki, February 20th in Lansing, Michigan, February 21st in Milwaukee. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.
Yeah, dude's pretty funny. He does a stand-up tour. Shout out Shay Bay. She says tighten up in the chat. Peace, peace. And there you have it, man. You know, Trump bending the knee to the Zionist playbook. So yeah, bipartisan issue. He's the guy leading the charge right now. He's only got a few more years left, and
yeah, man, you only got 3 more years left, man.
Yeah, it's almost over with. No,
calm down. Some other jerk gonna get in there.
They do the same thing.
Yeah, probably just as worse. Don't worry about it, man. Like it's
maybe
a place.
Maybe that guy doing the same thing will be somebody they like, so they'll be happy.
yeah.
I'll still be doing these podcasts covering this because
you hear about that? Maybe Obama will run again.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, y'all love him.
Oh man, I was mad that they put a black face on white supremacy, and so many people ate it up. But yeah, they put a black face on the war machine, and nobody complained. Well, people who knew what was up did. A lot of people got rocked right to sleep. So yeah, that was sad and disappointing. But you know, we've all been wrong about something. So with that being said, I'll go to a word from our sponsors. Then we're going to end with the song by Connie Sun, and we'll be out of here.
Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
My heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. Yeah, my heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. I look in the mirror now.
The devil, whatever, how the hell did we just fall apart? You was my brother, know that I love you. I would've gave you my own heart, and I would've never owned any level. Think about letting that thing spark, knowing that we got the same heart. It's crazy we ain't got the same heart, and they the one taking the aim for it, and I'm the one taking the blame for it. They ain't got no shame in the game for it, till I come back around with that pain for it. You gon' pay for the time you was hating, you gon' pay for the time you was dirty macking, you gon' pay for the time that you hit on women, you pay for the time that you flipped on family. Karma gon' come your way, young nigga. It can be any day, young nigga. The way that you played your hand, I forgive you, but back in that sandbox, can't forget you. Killing my mentor, tell your little brother the issue. How did we go to them pistols? Know I'm official, know that I try to uplift you. Kinda knowing that I miss her. We was together, down for whatever. How the hell did we just fall apart? You was my brother, know that I love you. I would've gave you my own heart, and I would've never owned any level. Think about letting that thing spark, knowing that we got the same heart. It's crazy we ain't got the same heart, and I'm the one taking the blame for it, and they the one taking the aim for it. They ain't got no shame in the game for it, till I come back around with that pain for it. You gon' pay for the time you was hating, you gon' pay for the time you was dirty macking, you gon' pay for the time that you hit on women, you pay for the time time that you flipped on family. One more hater really ain't gon' matter. More